friends, text your enemies, tell them get here. The weather's going to clear up. It's time to play some good Cardinal football here as the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals take on at home for the first round of the playoffs, the Louisiana Swamp Gators.
So ready for tonight's kickoff. Don't hear myself. Ready for tonight's kickoff here at Lakeshore Titan Coliseum. It's week 1 of the playoffs in Next Level Football Alliance. Bayou Lacombe Cardinals, the number 2 seed, entering with a 6-2 mark on the season. And the visitors, the Louisiana Swamp Gators from outside of Baton Rouge. Darryl Brown is their first-year head coach. Signed on initially as the offensive coordinator, but he takes over the reins. They come into tonight's contest with a 4-4 mark. Bayou Lacombe Cardinals will be receiving the opening kickoff to have 2 return men back around their 10-yard line. Officials trying to get the ball game underway. A little bit of rainy weather all day this afternoon. A couple weeks ago, we couldn't get rain at all. Couldn't do the dances or whatever. Never got rain. Now it seems like we get rain all the time. So officials making sure that I guess there are 11 players on each side of the field, talking to the visiting team, the Swamp Gators, Louisiana Swamp Gators. Not sure how much water the field can retain, but if you look at the surrounding track around the stadium, it's got a lot of standing water, especially in the end zones. So we'll look for footing, and maybe the team that has the first and better footing might be victorious in today's ball game. So Bayou Lacombe Cardinals ready to get underway in their playoffs. They have 1 playoff victory in their career, and this would be a good time to pick up playoff victory number 2 here at home as the number 2 seed. Hosting the number 7 seed, comes in at 4-4 for Louisiana Swamp Gators. I guess everybody's just about situated for the start of the game. I see the yardstick crew. I see one with a down marker, but he's making motions from the far side of the field. So we need our chain gang, as it were.
Turn around, G is right behind you.
I'm trying to think of who the singer used to be that did that song, Chain Gang. Maybe it'll come to me, but we need a little version of that to get tonight's ball game started underway.
You are fantastic.
So the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals will be receiving tonight's opening kickoff. We do get underway. So visiting team, I get to discuss their last-minute kickoff instructions with the special teams from the Louisiana Swamp Gators. They entered into the playoffs tonight as the number 7 seed, sporting a 4-4 record. They were in a must-win situation in the final ball game of the regular season, and they came up with an upset win, 30-14 over the Magnolia State Knights. So here we are, awaiting tonight's kickoff. And our cameraman gets a good shot of down markers still down at the far side of the field. Now I do hear a whistle. So poaching the ball, there's a short kick. It's a little bit of a pooch kick, and it will go out of bounds. So that will draw the first flag of the evening.
Out of bounds is going to bring up North Shore technical first down try. No, sorry, excuse me. Coast Guard first down try.
maybe possibly they will take just this side of the far hash mark, spotted right at midfield. So Jerv Epperson, who celebrated his 32nd birthday earlier this year, back in March, the former signal caller for the North Shore Panthers, electric quarterback in his high school days, had a bad knee injury while playing high school, and last year actually broke a foot or an ankle playing here with the Cardinals. He's an adept passer, and he will be in shotgun. Running backs to either side of Epperson. Epperson wears jersey number 10 in the shotgun. Snap, turn, handoff. Good defensive pressure right up the gut by the Swamp Rats. That'll be a loss on the play.
It's like a loss of about 5-yard line, about 5 yards.
So Pig Griffin, the leading ball carrier for the Cardinals, couldn't get out of his own shadow there. Too much pressure, 3 guys there to greet him. One of those defenders was number 17, Artilly Jackson. So it'll set up 2nd and 15 after the loss of 5 on the first down attempted carry. I do like the call, other than it lost 5 yards. Cardinals are known as a pretty good pass-oriented offense. Jerv Epperson likes to sling it downfield. So let's see what the call is by the Cardinals. E.J. Walls is the returning offensive coordinator for the Cardinals. Same backfield, shotgun. Epperson waits for the snap. Movement, either be encroachment or the offensive line drew him offsides. I'm going to go with offsides. So the 5 yards that the Cardinals lost on the first play from scrimmage, they get a gift back, and that will move the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be placed at midfield. So take the 5-yard penalty. Speaking of penalties, the Cardinals have been maligned all season long for committing too many. They cleaned it up a little bit recently, but there have been double-digit penalties marked off against the Cardinals. So we'll see if they can avoid that here this evening. Ball at the midfield stripe. Epperson still in the shotgun. Only one running back in this formation. Now the running back to the right slips out. Handoff up the middle, good quick hitter up ahead for good positive yardage. Will going to be brought down just shy of the first down. So Josiah Miller gets the carry, and he hits a quick hitter right up the gut. Is tackled or took a knee down just shy of the first down. Got about a yard to go. 3rd and 1, probably 4 down territory here as Epperson jogs back to the huddle. 3rd and 1 for the Cardinals. Ball at the Swamp Rats 41-yard line. Good opening drive. See if they can pick this up. Slot formation, double to the right and double to the left. One running back to the right of Epperson. 3rd and 1. Player in motion from left to right. Handoff over the right side. Runs out of a tackle, trying to get up to the first down yardage. And a good stop there at the far side of the field. So Pig Griffin with pretty much a no gain. Replay on the, there is Pig Griffin over the right side, and a good darting defensive play. Excellent read by number 2, and that is Cortland Toussaint Smith. So Cortland made an excellent rush on the ball, actually lost about a yard. It'll set up 4th and a long 2. Cardinals trying to convert on the opening possession of the contest. 4th and 2. Going from right to left for the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. Epperson awaiting the snap. 4th and 2. Big play early in the ball game. Snap. Handoff. Brought down in the backfield. That was going nowhere. An excellent read by the defensive player. That'll be number 19 on the stop for the Swamp Rats. That's Tyen Buckley. So Buckley made a good break in the ball, and nothing happening for the Cardinals in their short yardage. 2 plays facing a 3rd and 1, couldn't pick it up, and then on the 4th down was stuffed out again. So the ball will go over on downs.
Led by a whole host of them. Number 0, Stephen Wright.
So turnover on downs by the Cardinals is their first possession of the ball game. So Louisiana Swamp Rats, the number 7 seed, 4-4 on the year out of Baton Rouge. They and their first-year head coach, Darryl Brown, they break out of their huddle. They have first down and 10 yards to go in their own 45, going from left to right. If you look at a quick glance, it almost looks like Florida Gator time with these uniforms. Shotgun formation is their starting quarterback. That's number 7, Aaron Hilliard. Hilliard, ball is upfield. Good gain on first down. So nice pitch and catch. Gain of probably about 6 yards into Cardinal territory. Ball on the 49. Working on our game image. Nothing like having contests with no technical difficulties. It comes with the territory, and we'll work through that. Nice gain on that first down play. Ball on the 49-yard line of the Cardinals. Call it 2nd and 4. Hilliard, the starting quarterback. His coach, Darryl Brown, said that he's a good pocket passer, but he can surprise you with his feet when he's called upon, has the green light to do that. Bad snap. Probably wet weather conditions had something to do with that. That will be a major loss as Hilliard alertly fell on the bad snap. Ball will be marked inside or right at the 40-yard line of the Swamp Rats. 3rd and long. We'll call it 3rd and 15 yards to go. So first possession of the ball game for the Louisiana Swamp Rats. Bad snap. Swamp Gators. Give the Cardinals defense. You're looking for a stop here. Get the ball in fairly good field position, they would hope, if they can come up with a stop. Trips to this near side. Double to the far. Open backfield and shotgun formation is Hilliard. Snap. Right-hander throws to the far side. Good break on the route by the secondary. Good tackle on that one-on-one play at the far side. They do pick up some yardage. Make it 4th down, but more doable. Gain of about 10 yards. So giving credit to Corey Turner on that stop. He read the play and shut it down. It'll set up 4th and 5. So Cardinals looking for a defensive stop in the opening possession from the Swamp Gators. So we're down to just under 9 minutes in the first quarter, scoreless. 1 possession each for the ball teams tonight. Everybody's up pretty tight in this 4th and 5 situation. Hilliard by his lonesome in the backfield. Trips to the near, double to the far. There's the edge rusher for the Cardinals that makes contact. Let's see. Cardinals, as you would figure, are pointing to the offensive line of the Gators, and the Gators are pointing right back to the defensive line. Officials will get together. This is normally a very quick call, but this one hasn't been. The side judges have come in, see where the mark-off goes. This will be against the Cardinals. It'll all depend on where they drop the ball down, and it will be a first down. A gracious mark, but it does toe the 45-yard line of the Cardinals. That's what they wanted for the first down. So the gift horse, the Gators take it. Bayou Lacombe Cardinals looking for a defensive stop. 1 running back to the left of Hilliard, the quarterback. Snap, handoff, cut over left guard, running outside. Good defensive play by the Cardinals.
initially taught in the backfield by Mr. Stephen Wright, and one linebacker came in very strong.
So Swamp Gators picked up 2 yards on that run over the left side, bring up 2nd and 8. Still working on our video technical problems. So ball is at, now we're back. Ball is at the 43-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Aaron Hilliard, quarterback known as Nino, one of the team captains. I'll see if I can go all night and not call him Dalton Hilliard, but I don't know. Who knows? They break the huddle. 2nd and 8. Hilliard by himself in shotgun. 3 receivers near, 2 to the far. 2nd down and 8. Gators, Swamp Gators, going from a left to right. Snap. Looks here, pump fake. Throws short upfield, and that was going nowhere. Ball just got away from him there. He had 3 receivers and 2 defenders right in the middle of that play, and the ball falls incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and 8 situation. Swamp Gators trying to pick up a 1st down here. Ball situated at the 43-yard line, just inside the far hash mark. Not a big crowd on the far side of the field either. Looks like we've got, let's count them. Gee, good math. That's 6 folks, 5 folks over on the far side of the field. Brings up 3rd and 8. Hilliard in the shotgun. Looking for a wide out that he can maybe convert on 3rd and 8. Scoreless here in the first quarter. 7:09 remaining. Snap, straight drop, no pressure. Oh, jumped the route. Defensive secondary player breaks on the football. I believe that is 35, if I'm not mistaken. See the replay here as he broke in the ball. The receiver cut the route kind of short to the side, jumped on the route. That is Steven Jackson. He jumped on the route and made the knockdown, but Steven Jackson could have had a touchdown if he would have held on that going the other way. That would have been to the tune of about 60 yards, taking it to the house had he been able to hold on to it. Bring up a 4th down. Looks like a punt formation. 4th and 8. Ball situated at the 43-yard line of the Cardinals. Punt formation are the Swamp Gators. Snap, bobbled snap, hits the turf. It's a free ball, scooped up by a Cardinal, and he just had some contact made. Now, I don't think they blew him dead. Now the ball is loose again and is picked up in the end zone. This will take a while for them to decipher what's going to happen. It's going to be the Cardinals football. You see the white hat, the referee, talking to one of his colleagues, and let's see where this ball ends up. It's a touchdown. Touchdown is given to the Cardinals. The ball was muffed on the snap. It was low. It was bounding around. The punter just needed to fall on that ball. And this is one of those ones that they didn't deliberate too long, but they are still deliberating. Here's the replay, brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions. So they've given it the touchdown. Now another official comes in, and they're going to look like they're discussing it a little further. But the touchdown signal was made. Score is not on the scoreboard yet. So picked up in the end zone. There's a replay. The ball was snapped very low. Punter couldn't get into it. Ball is picked up. The return man thought he was down. He got tackled. The ball fumbled forward. And then number 2 for the Cardinals, out of nowhere, Jeremiah Coleman out of Slidell High, he gets under it, and he rushes into the end zone. So still more deliberations. Now we've got 4 officials. Look, the white hat did signal the touchdown, and I don't know that the white hat should let anybody else change his call here. So they have a tendency of taking forever to make the call. Now, the white hat is to this side of the field talking to the Cardinals' power to be. So this will be interesting. The call was a touchdown, still no score, but that might be from Garen Narcisse the executive director of the Cardinals, a former head coach for a number of years, former defensive coordinator. He's up in the booth, and he would be the guy putting the points on the board. So now the white hat, the lead official, the umpire, goes back onto the field, and if they're going to set up for the extra point conversion with the NFL rules, the ball will be placed down, and it would be a 32-yard extra point attempt by the Cardinals. Trying to pick out who the place kicker will be in all of this. Not sure if James Furman is any longer with the team. He is, getting a nod of approval. This is probably the longest point after conversion that I've ever been. Looks like they're not going to give him a touchdown. They're spotting the ball at the 9-yard line. So after all the deliberations and a touchdown signal by the officials, that's been nullified, so it's good that nobody put points on the board. This will be a 1st and goal from the 9-yard line for the Cardinals. They recovered the fumble. It was pushed forward, and so they did not allow the illegal touch being run into the end zone. Jerv Efferson, one-on-one to this near side. Ball falls incomplete. Here's our replay. One-on-one on this left side of the field. So Jerv Efferson had good time, well covered, well defensed in that corner of the end zone by number 21 of the Swamp Gators. And on defense, that's Eli Williams, a cornerback. So Bryce Bickham, known for his basketball talents here at Lakeshore High School with the Titans, was an all-district player a couple years back, doing some construction work for his job paying now, and he just couldn't come up with the one-on-one. So a great defensive effort by 21 Eli Williams, breaking up the potential fade route by wide receiver 21 Bryce Bickham. So 21 versus 21, Cardinals come up empty. Player in motion right to left, handoff kind of off the left side. The running game has not presented much at all. The Swamp Gators have been right there in the backfield. That's Pig Griffin, 25 on the carry. And number 94, we don't have any heights and weights, but 94 is Brad Jones Jr., and he wrapped up Pig Griffin. Pig was lost in that contact as 94 just rolled him to the turf. So loss of about a yard, going to bring up 3rd down and goal from the 10-yard line. Incomplete pass on 1st down when it was 1st and goal from the 9. Efferson intending for Bryce Bickham fell incomplete. The 1-yard loss by Pig Griffin. This will be 3rd and goal from the 10 for the Cardinals. Player in motion from right to left. Efferson, snap, straight drop, looks up the middle, throws over the middle. There's a catch, fighting into the end zone. They did not give a touchdown signal. It is a touchdown that I'm going to call for the Cardinals. Here's our replay. A little bit of a slant route. Nice catch. Gets into the end zone. Trying to see in the replay. That looks like that's number 19 on the catch for the Cardinals. That's Lamel Norman from Slidell High School. Played a little bit at Grambling and Southeastern. So touchdown, 10 yards from Jerv Efferson to Lamel Norman out of Slidell High. 6-0 in favor of the Cardinals. James Furman in to attempt the extra point. Ball will be placed down. There is a whistle before the snap. This would be a 32-yard extra point attempt playing by the NFL rules. Looks like the Cardinals are going to be backed up. Now it will be a 37-yard extra point attempt. Ball situated and marked down at the 27-yard line. 6-0 with 5:38 to play in the first quarter as the Cardinals get on the board on a 10-yard pass from Jerv Efferson to Lamel Norman out of Slidell High School. Snap, ball is down, the boot is up, and it is good. So a 7-0 lead by the Cardinals. James Furman, number 99, who starred here at Lakeshore High School as a soccer guy, went over to Johns Hopkins University, working on a master's there. Quite a strong leg, and he boots that one through. And we'll take a commercial break. 5:38 to go here in the first quarter. It's the number 2 seeded Bayou Lacombe Cardinals 7 and the visiting Louisiana Swamp Gators 0. Brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions. Excellent touchdown pass by the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. It was 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line, and Jerb Efferson had good protection. Slant route by Lamel Norman, 10 yards, TD. Extra point conversion after a 5-yard penalty. That ends up being a 37-yard extra point attempt, and it's 7-0. So Furman shows his strong leg and boots that one in the end zone. Definitely is a weapon for the Cardinals, and they will probably use him more often than not. He's also the punter. As you see him now, number 99 picks up his tee and will jog to the near sideline. Did his job. And you think with a 5-yard penalty there, that's a NFL 37-yard attempt after that 5-yard mark off, and he booted it through and then followed up with the kickoff that went deep into the end zone. Very strong leg, as I mentioned. Played high school soccer here at Lakeshore High School for the Titans. This very field that the Titans play on, courtesy letting the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals play their ball games here as part of the Next Level Football Alliance, the NLFA. So starting out at the 25-yard line are the Swamp Gators. They enter the play tonight 4-4, coming off a 30-14 victory to earn a number 7 seed. Shotgun formation is Hilliard. Looked like a little motion there, but no flag came. Run off this right side, up ahead for a couple-yard gain. Nice stop by the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals.
Huge tackle brought down by Stephen Wright.
Stephen Wright in that play. He's been one of the top defensive players for the Cardinals throughout the season. Look out at wearing number 44 tonight is Abe Dawson, former Salmon High grad, celebrated a birthday not all that long ago, turned 40. If he plays too many plays tonight, there's not any heat because the humidity should be down with all the wet weather. But if he plays a lot more, maybe he'll feel like he's 44 by the time the ball game is over. Solid senior citizen, firefighter out of East Baton Rouge. Lovely family, wife Amanda and his 3 children. Shotgun formation is Hilliard. Pressure up the middle, throws a pass, and it falls incomplete. They had 4 Cardinals in the secondary covering about 2 Gators. So the Gators in their, I guess, off kind of orange helmets with the big G on the side of the helmets for the Gators. White jersey, blue sleeves, blue pants. Shades of those Gators out of Florida. A little further down the interstate, I guess. And that could be the Swamp. I don't know where they play their home games at, do the Gators. The other Gators, that is. So after the incompletion, Cardinals leading 7-0 after the 10-yard touchdown pass from Efferson to Lamel Norman. Extra point tacked on by James Furman. 3:54 to go. Clock rolling. Snap. Going upfield, throws into the secondary. That ball is picked off. Cardinal secondary with the pick. Little miss. Well, I tell you what. I don't know. We're going to look at the replay here, but I thought it might have been number 8. But let's see. Here's the replay. If it's 8, Yeah, we got to help our boy Rondé White, former quarterback and a star player, wide receiver out of Fontainebleau, former Bulldog. He jumped that route and made an excellent open interception on a ball that was misthrown.
Here waiting on the offense to come on the field. I'll go over some more sponsors.
So big jump the route by Rondé White, a recent graduate of Fontainebleau High. I think he might have just recently turned 18. He was 17 when he graduated, but jumped the route, and he's the backup quarterback for the Cardinals. He hasn't seen much time offensively, but he was a really good player for the Bulldogs over at Fontainebleau High, not too far from this Lakeshore High School field. So a good jump of the route by Rondé White to give the ball back to his teammates and see what they can do. They lead the ball game 7-0. 3 minutes and 10 seconds, clock rolling. Don't know what this big delay is about. So Cardinals getting things underway here with that touchdown pass, and their defense has played. Now I see a flag down on the field, back upfield. Let's see if they may change this call. I've thought this receiver in the slot on the right side of the formation has left the formation early on 2 consecutive passes off this right side. So let's see what the discussion is. The head umpire, the white hat, is at the far side of the field with the line judge, still making discussion. I would hope that this is not, because they should have been able to decline this penalty depending on what the call is. Let's see. Cardinals are moving upfield. Still have the defense out on the field, though, for the Cardinals. I look at Abe Dawson out there, Stephen Wright.
There seems to be some confusion on the field.
That's a favorite word around here when we have Saturday night football as Next Level Football Alliance. The officials take entirely too long to make the calls. And now we've got a side shot of Blaine Bond, the head coach of the Cardinals, talking to some of his staff. And there the flag is finally picked up. It was back at the 25-yard line. I'm only going to assume that they blew the whistle, maybe blew the play dead. I don't know what else it could be. So now they're at the far side of the field with Darryl Brown, the head coach, first-year head coach of the Swamp Gators. Yep. Wave off that interception, giving the ball over to the Cardinals. The defense of the Cardinals is still on the field. Shotgun is Hilliard. 3 wideouts to the left, 2 to the near, going far side of the field, threw into double coverage. Excellent play.
Pressure by Stephen Wright up the middle.
So pressure up the gut, and pass intended for number 41.
Great defensive play by the Cardinals. That's going to bring up 4th and long.
So the Cardinals secondary has been all over the wide receivers. All I can assume is that play was whistled dead. And that's why the 5-yard mark off, and the Cardinals wouldn't have an option to decline the penalty, but they did lose out on the interception. Excellent jump of the ball by Rondé White, former Bulldog out of Fontainebleau High School. Played ball for Chris Blocker and for Johnny Cavanaugh, the current coach at Fontainebleau High. This is a quick kick. And Cardinals should just let that touch down. It'll be blown dead, slapped dead, not blown dead, but snapped away by number 12. That's Darian Johnson, a wide receiver, special teams player.
U.S. Coast Guard, first down.
So the Cardinals are leading this ball game by a score of 7-0. We've got 4:25. Not sure how the jumping of the clock is going back and forth, but it is. So we'll take a commercial timeout. Tonight's ball game being brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions. 7-0 ball game. Cardinals take over. Excellent field position. Ball at the 48-yard line. Efferson takes a snap, hands off. They're trying to get the running game going up the middle. Short gain, but a positive gain. Give them about 3 yards. It's number 17, Josiah Miller out of Bowling Green, gets the gain on first down. Got a Cardinal player down. That might be, is that 77? There's only 2 guys on the offensive line there, the Meyer guy and the Viking, Garrett Scheckschneider, but I'm not sure who this is. So we'll take another commercial timeout as they deal with the injury of the Cardinal down on the field. Football tonight, the playoffs in the Next Level Football Alliance, brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions. Injured player was number 73, Garrett Scheckschneider, a former Army veteran. He's a coach over at Laranja High School with the Wolves, coaches defensive lineman with Sammy Messina over at Laranja, and he is helped up to his feet. I was teasing the Viking, they call him, with the beard and whatnot at the start of tonight's ball game, but I said early on in the year you were trying to trim down at the end of last year. Well, he said he got down a bit. He was going to not drink any of these sodas and different things, push away from the dinner table. But now he, I think, went up to like 490-ish, and he's probably 480-ish. So I'm glad to see him, although he had to be helped off the field. Hopefully he'll be back in the lineup tonight. So thanks for his service. And speaking of service time, the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals roughly have 30% of their players and their coaching staff that are former military veterans. So a shout out to all of them coming right after Memorial Day. Very solemn occasion, Memorial Day. It should be celebrated every day of the year, in my opinion, not just one day of the year. So Bayou Lacombe Cardinals in their shotgun formation, one running back behind Jerv Efferson out of North Shore High. Trips to the far side, tightly bunched. That's the short side of the field. One receiver to this near side. Now we got somebody going out. Chain gang. I don't know how to chain gang. Well, I guess that's the shortest route. You cross through. Now here's a flag. That's got to be delay a game.
It's like a delay a game on the Cardinals.
I think better part of Valor is to go down this right side track on the home side of the Cardinals and run around the end zone and then go to the far side of the field. So now they do wave it off. I guess that's the officials' prerogative. They can throw 5 flags if they want, and then they can wave it off. So after the short gain, seems like ages ago, we are still in the first quarter. Ball at the 45-yard line of the Swamp Gators. 2nd and 7. Same formation. Snap, straight drop, pump, going upfield. He's hit as he releases. The ball, fortunately for the Cardinals, falls incomplete, harmlessly to the turf, but a good rush by the Swamp Gators.
Looks like the Land Shark, number 17, making that play, breaking up the pass.
So 17 is Jackson.
That brings up a third.
The pump fake. And then the pressure was up the gut, and that pressure caused the ball to run out of steam and fall incomplete. We'll call this a 3rd and 8. Cardinals are leading tonight's ball game by 7. Cardinals making the play. They'll have to make a decision if they don't get this 3rd and 7 on this down. Depending on if they gain anything, have to decide whether they want to try to go for it. 3rd and 7. Same formation, trips to the far, one to the near. Snap, Epperson, straight drop, good protection, pump, going a go route, far side of the field. Oh, gee, that's what you call the over-the-shoulder catch and a beautiful touchdown. And I tell you what, little loss of demeanor by Zero, who was in the coverage for the Swamp Gators. So here's the replay. Jerv Epperson, straight drop, pump fake, goes one-on-one to the far side of the field. I'm trying to get who ran that route. So Zero, the defender, was Teneri LeBlanc. And he just lost it all and threw his helmet out. He was out of bounds, I believe, but that's a long touchdown pass.
18, Devin Scott on the long touchdown reception.
We'll give Devin Scott the touchdown reception. Call it probably
University of Louisiana Lafayette.
Call it 45 yards on the touchdown pass. So second TD hookup by Epperson. Extra point attempt by James Furman.
Flag on the play on sportsmanlike conduct on the Gators.
So they did mark off that penalty, or will be marking it off, unsportsmanlike conduct on number 0, who tossed the helmet. It wasn't an inadvertent toss.
Probably going to
probably be marked off on the kickoff, I would imagine.
Marked off on the kickoff.
So Furman will try for his second consecutive extra point. Actually, they will mark it off on the extra point attempt to make it a 27-yard field goal, which is only a 5-yard markup. Now they're marking it at, ball will be placed down at the 15-yard line. So Furman ready to approach the extra point attempt, waiting for the snap. Snap is good, hold is down, the boot is up, and it is good. So 2 for 2 is Furman. Called him a weapon. He's been a weapon all season for the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. So our score here is 14-0 in favor of the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. Tonight's game being brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions.
Constant support of the Bayou Lacombe Cardinal. He was sent to Baton Rouge to bring your tax dollars back home to St. Tammany Parish. In his first term, he brought back $750 million of an infrastructure investment back to St. Tammany Parish.
Welcome back to tonight's ball game. It's been all Bayou Lacombe Cardinals, the number 2 seed. They came into tonight's contest sporting a 6-2 mark, and they are leading the Louisiana Swamp Gators by a score of 14-0. 2 TD passes from Jerv Epperson. First one of 10 yards to Lamel Norman, and then 45 yards, and that was another good over-the-shoulder catch by Scott. So here's the kickoff, fielded, far side of the field, being brought back by number 12 by the Swamp Gators. That's Darian Johnson.
25, around the 25-yard line. Looks to be number...
Good special teams play by the Cardinals. Still a little time left here in the first quarter. Been all Cardinals to this point. They actually got in earlier on a fumble recovery on a blocked punt. The ball fumbled through the punter's hands and was initially marked as a touchdown score, but then was waved off, but the Cardinals were able to get it into the end zone. Been a good night to this point. Good protection by the offensive line as Jerv Efferson has thrown 2 touchdown passes to this point and 2 James Furman extra point conversions to make it 14-0 in favor of the Cardinals. Louisiana Swamp Gators shotgun is Hilliard. Trips to this near, 2 to the receivers to the far. Big offensive line, a strong suit of the Swamp Gators. So running play, finally a running play by the quarterback, bouncing the ball upfield. This is a backup quarterback, makes good yardage way outside. That's number 19 that was in the backfield, and that's Buckley. So Buckley, out of the shotgun in formation, was replacing Hilliard, and he broke a tackle at the 35, gains another 10, 15, 20, so he is forced out of bounds. So excellent running play by the guy that came into the backup quarterback, was the backup quarterback. Let's see if he will still be in there. Hilliard had run most all the plays up to that point out of the shotgun. So Buckley gets the ball all the way down to the Cardinal 40-yard line. Bring up 1st and 10. Kind of a surprise play. A quarterback keeper all the way. Good speed. Broke a potential Cardinal tackle. Still in shotgun is Buckley. He'll take the snap at about the Cardinals' 45-yard line. It's like changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Not in any rush, not in any hurry. Looks around. Waits for the snap is Buckley. Straight drop. He must be the runner. He runs out of another tackle, cuts up inside, won't go as far this time.
Very athletic play by Buckley.
Number 35 for the Cardinals in on the stop. That's Steven Jackson, called his name a number of times tonight. So Buckley tries to cut up the middle, then he cuts outside and is brought down. So there's the horn ending the first quarter. The score at the end of quarter number 1, the number 2 seeded Bayou Lacombe Cardinals 14 and the visiting number 7 Louisiana Swamp Gators 0. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions.
As the chains are moved and the position is changed, we are going to go into some of our sponsor announcements. From the moment you walk in the Covington Trace ER facility, you will notice the difference. Our experienced team of board-certified emergency room technicians, skilled ER nurses, medical physicians, and front office staff are there to provide you with the care you deserve when you need it the most. Don't forget, between the action, visit the Bayou Lacombe concession stand. And they're back in action here.
Ready to start play here in the second quarter. 15 minutes a quarter here, and 14-0 Cardinals in command at this point. 2 TD passes by Jerv Efferson. One to Lamel Norman and the other one to Scott. So this is the backup quarterback. First time we've seen him on this series, and still in there is number 19. That's Buckley replacing Hilliard. Snap, straight drop, looks upfield, real quick decision. Ball is incomplete. Intended to the wide receiver, number 12 at the far side of the field. The intended receiver is Darian Johnson. Ball falls incomplete.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 8.
Cardinals have been aggressive in their secondary, kind of jumping routes. Former Fontainebleau High School Bulldog player who had picked off an interception that was taken away, and that was Rondé White. So 5-yard mark off on that against the Swamp Gators. So Gators going from right to left, trying to get on the board early here in the second quarter. So Swamp Gators haven't had much offense to put their head on, and they've got a huge offensive line. Their coach, Darryl Brown, told me that they average probably about 6'2", 6'3", and well over 300 pounds. There are some massive humanity there, so they're giving good protection. Buckley has been the runner in the last 2 series for them. Snap. Here he goes off the right side. Oh, great closure. Tremendous closure by, I think is that Stephen Wright off the edge? Stephen Wright. So that was a double tandem there off that side, and they just made the play and made the stop.
Just as a public announcement, this is a smoke-free environment. This is a school.
Players getting up a little slow. You see 0-0 there. It's actually the quarterback, Buckley, the running quarterback. He's being helped to the side of the field. Good sportsmanship from 0. Stephen Wright, who was in on the play. And then the offensive lineman, 0-0, that was helping him. So now Hilliard will probably be coming back in the ball game as Buckley goes to the sideline. He was smashed by 2 of the Cardinals off that edge as he tried to cut the ball upfield. Yeah, Buckley looks like he'll do a little stretching on the far side of the field. That's what you call a little arm aerobic too, I guess. 14-0. Bayou Lacombe Cardinals are over the visiting Louisiana Swamp Gators. They came in as the number 7 seed. Opening round of the playoffs. Been all Cardinals to this point. They've had a good season, 6-2. They've had 1 playoff victory in the team's history. Came into play in 2017, was their first year. And they would love nothing more to win this opening round playoff game here at home. So Hilliard, the starter, is back. 2 running backs to the left and right of him. Those running backs joining Hilliard in the backfield, number 41. Don't have a 41 on my roster, so I could go figure that. And number 3, Bracy Gariner. 14-0 ball game. So there's Stephen Wright, 0 on this near sideline of the Cardinals. He's been an impactful player the entire season for the Cardinals defense. He'll jog back out on the field. Another good defender that's been pretty consistent this season for the Cardinal defense is Dustin Moreau, a Slidell High grad. Haven't seen him as much on offense as we thought we might. He wears jersey 14, but some of the coaching staff liken him to the Swiss Army knife Taysom Hill, who should see a little fullback. There's a pass from Hilliard, far side, 1-on-1. Oh, defender was lost. He was face guarding, but I don't know. He didn't hit the receiver, and that was an excellent play by, I believe, Rondé White, number 8 from Fontainebleau High. 1-on-1 coverage. Hilliard on a go right, and White did everything but push him. He kind of face guarded and didn't turn around, but he didn't push into the receiver. A tremendous defensive play, second one of the night by Rondé White, the Bulldog out of Fontainebleau High. So tremendous defensive effort by Rondé White. That'll keep the Swamp Gators off the board. Excellent defense by the secondary and specifically by Rondé White, first-year player, just having graduated from Blue High School. So number 19, the backup quarterback Buckley, who has seen some time primarily in running fashion for the Swamp Gators. He's shown back on the sideline. Swamp Gators are the number 7 seed. They enter tonight's ball game with a 4-4 mark, but they trail 14-0. Excellent field position. So I guess the Cardinals, I guess that's a turnover on downs. So first down for Efferson. Good defensive spot by White. Hares and encroachment by number 40. They do not get the snap off. That's Jaden Thigpen. He was quick off the left side. See what the officials are going to mark here. when you jump that quick and you're in no man's land, you are probably anticipating the snap count, but you always got to wait and see if a lineman was moving. But that's a free 5 yards on encroachment call on Thigpen for the Swamp Gators. So it'll be interesting to see what the play call will be now. It's a first down and 5 yards to go. Maybe you want to try to loosen up the defense and air it out a little bit. Efferson already has 2 touchdown passes on the evening, so let's see if they change their play calls here at all. Efferson, shotgun formation. 1 receiver to the far, trips to the near. Turn, handoff, that's Pig Griffin, 25. Good gain, midfield, burst of speed, 45. And that is a quick run off this right side. Jeremy Pig Griffin, he's the leading ball carrier for the Cardinals. He goes over this right side. Good seal blocking. He's up to midfield, 45, until he runs out of real estate. If he'd had another couple yards, he may have found the end zone. So an excellent run by Pig Griffin, leading ball carrier for the Cardinals. 47 carries coming in, 275 yards on the season, and has scored 2 touchdowns. So by far, the leading ball carrier is Pig Griffin. Good burst of speed, and the ball is moved into Swamp Gators territory. 1st and 10 at the 42. Efferson waits for the snap. Cardinals up 14-0. Efferson wants to reposition Josiah Miller. Now there's a flag. That might have been motion. I'm not sure that he was set when the ball was snapped.
Something looked a little fishy, a little off on that.
So Efferson decided to reposition Miller out of the backfield, and I don't think he was set. Yeah, illegal procedure, false start. He didn't come set before the ball was snapped, so the 5 that they gained, courtesy of Thigpen jumping off sides in the neutral zone, they give it back. So Swamp Gators would like nothing more than to come up with a stop here. They're trailing 14-0. Ball is set down at the 47-yard line of the Swamp Gators. On this near sideline, that's the bearded one, E.J. Walls, returned to the sideline to call plays as the offensive coordinator for the Cardinals. First and 15 for the Cardinals. Waiting to snap is Efferson. Good snap. Handoff over the left side. Good speed. Fighting ahead. Running out of tackles. Good run over that far. Josiah Miller just didn't want to be brought down. He was not to be denied. He rumbled and rambled, and depending on where the spot is, that's an excellent run on first down. Maybe brought down just shy. The ball was at the 47-yard line. Breaks a tackle there. Second tackle. They tried to strip him of the football. I assume he didn't hear a whistle, so Miller promptly got up quickly, but he will be marked down short of the first down. Give him a gain of about 13 yards. Call it 2nd and 2. So excellent quick hitter by Josiah Miller out of Bowling Green. He and Pig Griffin, 25, doing the run damage for the Cardinals. Shotgun is Efferson. Straight drop. Looking upfield, 1 on double coverage. Over the shoulder, another catch. Did he hold on? There he is, the X-Factor, the X-Man. That is Xavier Chapman, number 4. He, by far, is the leading receiver out of Lakeshore High, a former Titan, and he just ran a great route. He's been the number 1 receiver target for Efferson all season long. Played at Southeastern and Louisiana College. And it looks like we've got a flag on the field. So this long touchdown pass will be coming back. But Efferson has a knack of pump faking and going one-on-one, looking right where he's going, puts the ball over the shoulder of the receiver, put it out there like handing off a loaf of bread, and the holding call does bring the penalty back. So that would have been the 3rd TD pass from Efferson to the 3rd receiver, and Chapman gets nullified because of the holding call. Ball brought back to the 44-yard line of the Swamp Gators. So take that one off the potential board as a touchdown. Trips to the far, one to the near. 14-0 in favor of the Cardinals here in the second quarter. Snap. Slant route. That one's dropped. Ball was on the money.
Great throw by Jarvis Jefferson. It's going to be third down. That's going to bring up an Autumn Funeral Home. Third down try.
That was Devin Scott out of West Jeff when he attended reception on the slant route. Don't think he looked the ball in his hands. He might have looked upfield a little bit, figuring on that slant route, cutting into the middle. Might have been a defender there in the secondary. Took his eyes off the football, and it falls incomplete. Ball at the 44-yard line in Swamp Gators territory. Cardinals would love to convert this possession into more points. Don't forget, strong laying of James Furman, 2 of 2 on extra points. Shotgun is Efferson. Snap, straight drop, looking upfield. Nice pitch and catch. That is Xavier Chapman, the X Factor. X-Man, the X Factor, said he good speed, knows how to run great routes. By far, leading receiver, 47 catches coming in, 275. Well, I'm sorry, that was the rushing totals. He's receiving-wise, he's got 30 catches in the year, 615 yards, and a total of 7 touchdowns. Would have been 8, but he comes up with a nice pitch and go. Officials are talking again. I don't know if it's about the spot or if I were the Cardinals, I'd be asking for a measurement here. So the head umpire, the white hat, jogging ever so slightly to this near side of the field. He'll be conferring with the Cardinals coaching staff. I think it's going to be on the mark of the ball. There's Blaine Bond to the right, the head coach. Initial head coach, 17, 18, and 19. And now he's back, and to his left, just out of the frame now, is E.J. Walls.
Being a part of the real estate industry for 20 years,
so Xavier Chapman has been quiet tonight. He did catch the touchdown pass. It was nullified by the holding penalty. But again, coming in with 30 catches, 615 yards, and he did not play in the final game of the season. I think he had a finger injury early on in the year. So he's the go-to guy on the deep routes, and Devin Scott out of West Jeff is also another player who knows how to run the routes and can get free downfield. We'll take a commercial timeout. A 14-0 ball game, and the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals are on the march. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions.
An effective legal services that promotes fairness, integrity, and professional ethics across this practice. Looks like
we go around about doing 20 to 25 air shows a year, demonstrating the capabilities of the A-10.
Thank you this morning for allowing me to be here.
It's time. Talk to your kids now.
Looks like after the discussion they have elected to give the Cardinals a first down, but on the far sideline, little slow there with the chain gang making the move over there. But it was waved as a first down. The chains are in place. Turn, handoff. That's Miller, I believe, over that left side. Nobody hits him at the line of scrimmage. Good gaping hole in that left side. He runs with passion. He hits the hole quickly. Player in motion from left to right. Quick handoff, runs out of a tackle. Good hole there at the left side. And a nice touchdown-saving tackle on the far side of the field. But not until Josiah Miller gets that ball. It looks like it's marked inside the 10, so it'll be first and goal So nice gain by Josiah Miller. He's had 3 or 4 really good gains along with Pig Griffin. That's the 1-2 punch here tonight for the Cardinals. Doing a good job with the 14-0 lead, mixing in some running, keeping the secondary at bay and keeping them honest, not to know what to expect. So Efferson moving the ball around between his wide receivers and also in the running game. 2 receivers near, 2 far. Slant route, touchdown unless there's another flag on the play.
Great pass, great throw, but there is a flag in the backfield.
Yep, I saw that flag coming. The head umpire, the head referee, let's see what he's going to call. He's getting some assistance. Touchdown is the call. Roughing the passer is the call against the Swamp Gators. So that will be the 3rd touchdown for Efferson.
3 touchdowns tonight.
Nice slant route. We'll try to see if I didn't see who the receiver was on the touchdown, but it was a beautiful slant route. Here's the replay by Flying Ghost Productions. On this right side, looks like in the slot. Snap, running upfield. Nice in his shoulder pad. 19, I believe. So 19 gets the touchdown receptions. And that is Lamel Norman. That's his 2nd TD of the evening. Slidell High grad. Beautifully run slant route. Perfectly thrown by Jerv Efferson. When Efferson is given time, he puts the ball in the money. I take a number 90% plus. He's a very effective and consistent passer where he'll put the ball where it's supposed to be. Extra point attempt by James Furman to try and make it 21-0. Furman lines up to kick. These kickers, they have their same ritual that they pretty much do verbatim every time. Snap, ball is down. Boot is no good. It's wide left. So 2 for 3 on the night. Makes the score 20-0 in favor of the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. So Furman had the distance, but he was wide left, so he misses the extra point. Nonetheless, Cardinals have the lead 20-0. Cardinals are the number 2 seed, and they are leading the number 7 seed, and that is the Louisiana Swamp Gators, and they lead them 20-0. We'll take another commercial timeout, brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions.
I would have driven 100 miles.
Got a 20-0 ball game. Furman failed to convert his 3rd extra point of the evening, and that's where we stand 20-0. Jerv Efferson has thrown 3 touchdown passes in the night. Actually, he's thrown 4, but there was a holding call which nullified a touchdown pass earlier in this quarter to Chapman. So 3 TD passes for Jerv Efferson. James Furman will be kicking the ball off, jersey number 99, going from left to right. There's the whistle to put the ball in play. 2 men back deep at about the 10-yard line. I think they need to go back a little further than that. Here's the kick. And the return men are going back and taken right outside the goal line at about the 1, coming up this near side. Good speed, outruns a lot of players to get up this near sideline. That's number 12 on the special teams kickoff return. He's got blazing speed. That's Darian Johnson. He's seen time on both sides of the football, and he nonchalantly went back from his 10 to right near his goal line, took the ball and brought it up, didn't make any moves, just used good speed, didn't waste any time, cut the ball right up, and that's about a 49-yard kickoff return by number 12 for the Swamp Gators, Darian Johnson. So ball right in the middle of the field. You can see the Lakeshore Titan logo. Ball games, the home games for the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals, always played here at Lakeshore Titan Coliseum. Worked out a great agreement with the high school. Miss Gerald, the principal here at Lakeshore. So first down. Try to check and see who your quarterback is. I believe that's Hilliard. Let's see. Yep, it's Hilliard, the starter. Hands it off over this left side. Runs out of a tackle up ahead for a positive gain. That's 29. A good running play off this left side. On the carry is Braden White. So White takes the handoff from Hilliard. Hilliard back as the starter in the shotgun. Hands it off. Good upfield attempt at a tackle, but he ran out of it and gets ahead for good positive yardage. So nice run on first down by White. Giving him the first down. The ball is spotted right at the 40-yard line of the Cardinals. Hilliard and the Swamp Gators seeing if they can get some points on the board. Bad snap, kind of high wobbly, running off the right side. 2 running plays in a row. That's number 3, the ball carrier. That's Bracy Garriner.
Pretty good run by the Swamp Gators there.
Swamp Gators run 2 consecutive plays, trying to keep the secondary, I guess, a little bit, maybe a step or 2 off the football. So nice stop. That is Abe Dawson from Salmon High, the former Spartan. Celebrated a 40th birthday. So Abe Dawson, the big family guy, firefighter out of East Baton Rouge, does a lot for the community and just a great a guy to know here with the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. Pretty much is one of the senior guys with the team at age 40. There are a couple maybe that are older, but he's really a good stalwart on the defense. Used to play linebacker, but now he plays more of a defensive end. Played about a third of the season this year. Snap, Hilliard, muffed handoff attempt. He did fall on it alertly, so that's a big loss. And Hilliard holding his right knee, the starting quarterback. That was Stephen Wright who pressured. The snap was okay, but a little miscommunication between he and the back, Garriner. And so luckily, Hilliard fell on the ball. Now Hilliard goes out, and bear in mind, Buckley, who replaced Hilliard earlier, probably just, I think, looking for a little change of pace. He was out, injured, and it's the right knee of Hilliard, the starting quarterback. That's Aaron Hilliard, a team captain, nicknamed Nino. So he's down on the sideline at the far side of the field. Now here does come Buckley, number 19, back into the formation. Buckley is the runner of the 2 quarterbacks between he and Hilliard. Hilliard still limping, trying to jog it out on the far side of the field. This will be third down. So that's Buckley. Shotgun formation. Looks to the far side of the field. Third and long. Call it third and 13. Snap. Straight drop by Buckley. Pressured. Gets the ball. Oh, slant route wide open. That's number 12, the speedy one, Darian Johnson. I tell you, he had steps, run a perfect slant route, but Buckley put it right on his hands, and it falls incomplete. He wouldn't have taken it to the house even with his great speed, but he had an alley, had 2 defenders there, number 6 and number 7 for... There's Corey Turner, 6, and Marcus Connerly out of Franklinton for the Cardinals. Bring up fourth down. 4th down and 13 yards to go. They've got to get down to the Cardinals' 30-yard line to convert. Swamp Gators trail 20-0. Buckley, shotgun formation. Need 13 yards. 4th down. Dropping in coverage are the Cardinals. going upfield, far side of the field, one-on-one. Ball was there, and that is Rondé White again. The receiver was looking for a flag. He didn't get it, but this time he didn't throw his helmet. He did take his helmet off, but he didn't throw it like a previous one. This is not good. The Cardinal defensive back hands the ball to the intended wide receiver, and that's not something that you should do. If the officials were so inclined, that could have been an unsportsmanlike conduct, because all you got to do is wave it off and throw it back, but incomplete pass. So the Cardinals, tell you what, Rondé White in the defensive secondary, they have found a keeper, and he's the backup quarterback. So,
Coast Guard first down here for the Cardinals.
So good defense, good defensive stop by Rondé White. He's broken up 2 passes, intercepted a pass earlier in the ball game, but was not credited for it because there was a flag on the play, which I think nullified the snap of the football. All Bayou Lacombe Cardinals to this point, 20-0. They come in as the number 2 seed. They are 6-0 on the season, 6-2, I should say. Started out 5-0, then suffered their first loss, then won 1 game by a forfeit, and lost the last regular season of the game. Running for his life, is that Rondé White that is back in as the back? He's breaking tackles, still breaking. It is Rondé White, number 8, throws, and that's a jitterbug step, and Rondé White was not to be denied. He played a lot of quarterback in high school, but he was also a wide receiver later on in his career with the Bulldogs. He was kind of running for his life there and showed good bursts of speed and elusiveness to get away off this right side, and then did get the pass off. So Cardinals getting their backup quarterback, Rondé White, a little bit of playing time tonight in this evening's ball game, with the Cardinals leading 20-0. I'll take a look at the sideline and see if everything appears to be all right with Jerv Efferson. He's to the left down here on the sideline. He and Chapman were chatting. So here's Rondé White, complete in the backfield, broke out of a tackle. So it's complete, but just a short gain. That's Pig Griffin, eluded the first would-be tackler. So very short pass by Rondé White to Pig Griffin. Pig up for a little completion off that side out of the backfield. I've always said that E.J. Walls and the Cardinals should use Pig Griffin a little more out of the backfield with slant routes, screen passes. He's proven with his speed, you break a tackle in the open or in the middle of the field, and he can run forever. He's got really good speed. So short completed pass to that left side of the field. So it is Rondé White trying to convert a 3rd and 12. Pig Griffin, number 25, the running back. Pig, you need to put your mouthpiece in. He goes in motion. Here's Rondé White stepping up. This is going to be a run. He runs out of bounds, and he did get the first down. He saved getting hit. Now it is a flag in the backfield. Mentioned at the outset of the ball game that the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals had a propensity, you like that word, for having flags during the season. And they had righted that a little bit, but earlier in the year they had 15 in their opener for 95, 11 for 88, then cut it down to 2 for 43, then elevated 12 for 117, 11 for 100. So they've been better in the last few games, 8 for 60 and 6 for 35. But they've had 2 costly penalties tonight. That was a first down pickup by Rondé White on a keeper, a scamper over the right side. And Jerv Efferson had a touchdown pass that was nullified by a hold. So that's 2 key penalties. They've been better penalty-wise, but those are 2 key ones that when you get into the playoffs, especially going deep after round 1, you can't have that stuff happen. So Rondé White goes back at shotgun. We'll have a stoppage of play. Should be the 2-minute warning here at Lakeshore Titan Coliseum. We'll take the commercial break with them. Our score as we get ready to start the ball game right here. We're going to This is Next Level Football Alliance, and it's 20-0 at the 2-minute warning in favor of the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals on Flying Ghost Productions.
Seeks to create affordable, high-quality professional video services. They have full feature-length movies. They have also grown their team to a stable of contractors to meet the needs of their clients. They have partnered with the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals to live stream home games and produce promotional materials. The Flying Ghost Productions and the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals are proud to have a partnership. Check them out, see what they can do for you.
We got the 2-minute warning here as we get ready to start play in the second quarter. It's all Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. They lead tonight's ball game by a score of 20-0, and that's what you expect from the number 2 seed playing here at home. They've only won one playoff game prior to this one, though, so they're looking to change that and get number 2 tonight. Straight shotgun formation is Rondé White rolling, throws across his body, caught in the center of the field, running to the far side, trying to go reverse field a little bit, but running backwards, running laterally. Too many people and nowhere to go. Just good gang tackling by the Swamp Gators. So a completion for Rondé White, but they had too far to go. Throws it across his body, backside, and the ball is caught going to the far side now. But it's just too many Swamp Gators there to make the stop.
Like we got a timeout on the field by the Louisiana Swamp Gators.
So Bayou Lacombe Cardinals
Punt team is on the field.
Have cut down on the penalties. As I've said, they started out very anemically, always had a lot of penalties, but as the time wore on, and they were playing a lot of younger players. They had a lot of new faces this year, so had a new offensive coordinator at the beginning of the year, so that probably accounted for some of it. But tonight, they're playing good team football. The offense has done well with Jerv Efferson throwing those 3 touchdown passes. Special teams, James Furman has 2 of the 3 extra points, which has got us to the 20-0 lead. Now we'll see Furman on the punt attempt. He gets the ball off. It's a good punt, beautiful punt. Bounding, picked up, running out of a couple tackles. Good speed again at this near sideline. Forced out of bounds and actually hit out of bounds. So that's number 12, and he's got the good speed as he's always had. Hadn't lost any of tonight. Darian Johnson, wide receiver. There is a flag at about the 19-yard line. See what this call is.
And a flag on the play. Be some sort of maybe personal foul.
Looks like the initial call is going against the Swamp Gators. Not too many things have gone right for them. Their starting quarterback, Hilliard, was pulled, and Buckley was put in his place, and both of them have suffered minor injuries. Have both come back into the ball game tonight, but they just haven't been able to start their passing game. Good defensive coverage by the secondary of the Cardinals, specifically Rondé White, the backup quarterback who's starting in the secondary. He's played good defense. He has 2 knockaways on deep pass attempts, had an interception that was called back. So Rondé White has been all over the field. One-on-one coverage has had the guys blanketed on the outside for the Swamp Gators. Swamp Gators really looking to get something started, but this is a big penalty mark-off. It'll put them back in the shadow of their own goal as the ball is spotted. Looks at about the 9 to 10-yard line as the Swamp Gators go from right to left. So Lacombe Cardinals did a good job getting those 6 wins, starting out 5-0. Then they had a little dip. They lost the home game here to Mississippi Gulf Coast, and then they lost their final regular season game of the year. But they've got it all together here. Good offensive and defensive contingent, one complementing the other. Defense has been solid, pitching the shutout to this point. Don't want to mean the broadcaster jinx, but it's like in the NBA Finals when that announcer says so-and-so is 20 of 20 from the line, and the guy, whether he's a 90% shooter or not, bums the free throw, got to start another streak. So it's Buckley, 19, the quarterback, waiting for the snap. Low snap, it's on the ground. He picks it up, goes over the right side. He is the runner of the two. And I think when he got dinged up earlier, he's still a little dinged up, and he rather wanted to take a knee. So he gets the first down. That could have been disastrous. It was a low snap, but it bounded up to him, and he goes ahead for a first down. Heads-up play. If he's not 100% Buckley and Hilliard, number 7, or not, I wonder if number 12, the wideout with all the speed, might get in the shotgun wildcat formation. High snap. Buckley goes upfield. Ball is incomplete. Another good knockdown defensive play by the Cardinals in the secondary. Any pass route that's been run to this point of the game, there's probably been 4 Cardinal defenders in the vicinity of 2 receivers. So they're not challenging the secondary where they're not dropping back. They're closing to the offensive line of scrimmage, and that makes an easy stop for this Cardinal secondary. And the frontline rushers, namely Stephen Wright and Doyle and also Abe Dawson, they've gotten good pressure where the long passing game has not been there, other than a one-on-one potential a couple times deep down the far sideline. So 20-0 lead by the Cardinals over the Swamp Gators. They break their huddle, trying desperately to get something started in tonight's contest. Been very inconsistent offensively and have not had great field position on many of their possessions. Winding down in the second quarter. Shotgun, straight drop is Buckley. Pump fakes, trying to run away, but he was going nowhere. Sack, but there might be a flag on the play. Buckley disappointed he couldn't. He tried to fake the other. There is a flag down on the play. We'll see what this laundry is all about. There's the white hat, the head official, the head umpire. Looks like a roughing the quarterback, maybe a blow to the head or something. So that will be that might be why Buckley, number 19, was a little upset going to that far sideline. You see him in the picture there over by the down marker.
That's going to be an automatic first down here.
So he pump faked and he was rolling from left to right, got out of a potential tackle, and then was hit up high. So that flag does give the Swamp Gators a first down as time is winding down here in the second quarter. The secondary, you just drop back. Here's the play coming to this near, underthrown terribly, picked off. That player should have gotten out of bounds. Let's see if they're going to call a timeout. I think that was number 9 on the interception. I've got number 9, Jashawn Lee. So Jashawn Lee gets the underthrown pass, and there's not much time. So if they give them time, they might put a couple seconds back on the clock as that clock was running. I think they might do something like maybe 2 ticks of the clock. So it's enough time to snap a ball, throw the ball in the end zone. The ball, well, they're going to try a field goal. So much for that. This will be a 52-yard field goal. Now, I get he's got the leg. We know that. But you got to have a good snap, a good hold, and he's got to have a strong, true leg. About 2 ticks left. James Furman ready to try a 52-yard field goal. This would be classic. Snap, ball down. He goes up, leg, there's the horn, and it is no good, wide right.
There was a penalty on the play.
So there is a flag. See if the Cardinals offense will have an opportunity to try again. Still no quick decision by the officials. That's been my one harp all year about make a call. The flag is thrown, make the call. It's offsides on the defense, so that'll give the place kicker Furman another opportunity. He'll be 5 yards closer. So the ball will be spotted at the 42-yard line, 37-yard line. It'll be 47-yard field goal attempt. waiting for the snap. Be 47 yards. Furman, a reprieve. The kick. Did he get it all? It's good. It's good.
47 yards out.
So 37 yards out. The kick is good.
Brings your score to 23-0 as we head into
So 23-0 as the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals add on to this explosive first half. Score is 23-0 as James Furman boots a long field goal after he was unsuccessful to play before that. He boots the field goal, and they have the Cardinals ahead 23-0. They are the number 2 seed over the number 7 seed, the Louisiana Swamp Gators out of Baton Rouge. Mike Purvell calling your game tonight, brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions.
$5,000 signing bonus. Check them out. Get with them.
Oh, is that right?
We go around about doing 20 to 25 air shows a year, demonstrating the capabilities of the A-10.
Thank you this morning for allowing me to be here.
It's time. Talk to your kids now.
I would have driven 100 miles.
We're here tonight at Lakeshore Titan Coliseum on the campus of the Lakeshore Titans. I'm Mike Purvell. I don't know if we've had two worse-looking mugs than these two on at halftime or any time. That's Garen Narcisse. He's one of the original founding fathers of the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals and former head coach, former defensive coordinator, and now you're the executive director. But also you have a title of COO, Chief Operating Officer.
That's news to me. I'm the executive director.
I saw it on the website somewhere, but I know you are the executive director.
That's a misnomer.
So you wear many, many hats, and so you're up here doing PA announcing. You're down there trying to make sure everybody's got the right jersey at the start of the ball game. Blaine Bond, I want to start there. You, Blaine Bond, and one other individual. Art Lewis put together the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals back in 2016.
Yes.
It was a thought process. It came to fruition. First year you played was 2017. I want to give you a quick number. First year head coach was Blaine Bond, who was one of the original three forefathers, not godfather, but forefathers. Went 6-2 the first year, 7-1 the next year, and 5-2 the next year. Total of 18-5. probably got tired of being a head coach, so he moves on. So then you're a head coach, you're a defensive coordinator, but a lot goes into it. So you guys overall coming into tonight, 50-16 as a franchise.
I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful thing to see it all come together. That first year we sat back and hoped that it would work, and essentially it did. And we have grown ever since. The 50-16 record is something I haven't really calculated. We have the index cards that tell people who we are and what we do, and we have the records on there. However, I've never added them up. That is very impressive throughout the course of the history of this program.
Well, I just hope that your math and your screenshot, because I asked for that earlier today, that's the math I did counting, this season. So it was a screenshot you sent, but if it's not, we'll just correct it. And if there's more wins you need and less losses, we can fix that too.
Look, it's all good.
Another thing I like about your organization, it's a 501c3, obviously.
Yes.
You're here for the community. And a big thing with the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals is community service. Talk a little bit about how you guys enable your players as Bayou Lacombe Cardinals to be in the league.
The beautiful thing for this organization, from the very beginning, it was built for the players. So we looked, Blaine and I and Art and all the other guys that came along, we looked at it and said, we don't want to do the traditional model. The traditional model has their players charged a team fee to cover expenses. And what that does is anywhere from $250 to $1,000 in some cases to play for the team, and that covers their operating costs. However, with the opportunities that we afford the guys, we didn't want them to have to pay that fee. Because why are we going to charge you to make you better? So we decided to go 10 hours of community service. And with that 10 hours of community service, we tell them, go out and make the community better. We're going to make you better. We have a partnership with North Shore Technical Community College, which allows our participants to go for free or next to free and get any certifications that they could possibly want. Various financial institutions have provided credit recovery services, mortgage assistance, banking, budgeting, anything that you need for life after football, these guys are getting. And it's a wonderful program to be able to build lives for the guys who need a little bit more direction.
So it's life after football in this case.
Yes.
And when you help the community, we can talk about the things like blood drives, helping senior citizens after cleanup of a hurricane, a tornado, whatever the case may be. I know that y'all do some volunteer stuff with the Samaritan Center Food Bank, where I'm a volunteer at.
Yes.
And so that's all stuff that goes into the community. But what I like about this team also is that your makeup or the chemistry is roughly 30% of the players and coaching staff are prior military, regardless of service.
Right. And so that's the beautiful thing about it is that brotherhood. So these guys are coming in and they're getting that sense of community and structure that they miss out from serving abroad. So this is another therapy of some sorts. I've heard it referred to as a ministry, and that the Christian side of it is something that we do strive for as far as our values as well. But for the most part, it is just a bunch of guys doing good in the community and doing football.
What it is also that I've seen is that some of the guys, you'll have a 17, 18-year-old high school kid like a Rondé White out of Fontainebleau High. He had an interception.
Great game tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah. He stopped 2 potential touchdown passes, one-on-one coverage. He's played a little quarterback, completed a couple passes. But you see a 17 or an 18-year-old guy right out of high school that's playing. And then you look at your older guys. You look at an Abe Dawson, who's a firefighter out of East Baton Rouge, a family guy, married, 3 beautiful children, played at Salmon High School. He just turned 40. So you got young guys, older guys, and you've had other guys that, Lance Foster was your kicker. I think he's approaching 50. But, maybe they don't want to call it quits. And let's look at Jerv Efferson, your starting quarterback. He's 32 as of March.
Yes.
And he's still playing like he's 18
Lights
years
out.
old.
Lights
He's got
out.
3 touchdowns tonight, had a 4th. It was called back. But he can go out there and put that ball over the shoulder like nobody else. So you've got a good mixture of guys. You've got veterans. I hope the Viking is okay. Garrett Schexnayder, he had to come out.
Yeah, we'll get a check on him at halftime and see what's going on. The makeup of the team is a beautiful thing. We have guys that are coming out of high school, as you mentioned. These guys are looking at a fresh start in college, getting some fresh tape because we do play a unique season in the spring season. If they can get some fresh tape, they can go to college in the fall. I say Josiah Miller is one of those guys we're looking to get somewhere. If you've seen him, he's like excuse my French, but he's a bat out of hell coming out the backfield. He's amazing. And you're looking at Rondé White as well. Some of the younger guys, those guys are trying to get to the next level collegiately. Then we have the guys who have played at college and are looking to get to the pro level. Those are fun. I say Stephen Wright is a good one. Xavier Chapman. These guys have played college ball at a high level. And Devin Scott. These guys are collegiate athletes, D1 athletes, and they're playing ball tremendously. For example, you look at our kicker, James Furman, plays soccer at Johns Hopkins University. Once again, high level, using his tape for here to go out for the football team at Johns Hopkins. Then we have the guys like a Corey Turner, who played for the Indianapolis Colts. And those guys are few and far between, those pro guys, but we have had them in the history of the program that come in and want to retire on the back end. And then you have your guys who are like your Abe Dawsons, the guys who are just playing for the love of the game. Abe has one of the most memorable quotes that I've had. He says, I played my ball. He played at Oklahoma State, then transferred into Southeastern. And he says, I played my ball, but now my son gets to see me play. And while he's growing up playing flag football, and he's a beast as well, can't wait to see him in the uniform. But as he's playing, he gets to show his kids the right way to play the ball game.
I saw him tonight before the ball game, and he did bring to my attention. He said, I'm wearing a different jersey tonight. I'm 44. But I can tell him regardless because I've watched him, and he just gets after the football. And I joke, we did a ball game last year where a couple years ago, Bobby Sanders, the current head coach at North Shore, the Panthers, he was doing color with me. And Abe, y'all had kind of moved him from linebacker up to defensive end. And so it was an initial series of the ball game, and I was kind of bragging on Abe because he's going to get a stop one way or the other. So I was saying how he puts a great pass rush on the opposing quarterback. And before I could say it, he got a sack. And when he got the sack, Coach Bobby Sanders referred to him as the enforcer. So now every time I call Abe Dawson the enforcer, I've got to give credit where credit is due. That's not the moniker or the nickname I came up with him. It's Bobby Sanders, the current head coach at North Shore High School. But he is the enforcer.
Oh, yeah, he's a great character guy, great locker room guy.
You guys have a unique relationship. You got some good sponsorships, and it takes money to put these programs together and to keep them functioning. I mentioned the 501c3. Anybody who wants to donate, you can do that. But now you've got the U.S. Coast Guard involved. Tell me a little bit about that relationship.
I mean, number one, sponsorships, yes. A lot of what we do is the football season. But when you sponsor this organization, you're sponsoring our off season as well. Coming up August 3rd and 4th, this is for anybody who wants to show up. We're going to have our back-to-school bash and our shoes and cuts. We gave over 750 bags of school supplies last year. Everything on the school supply list. We had a resource fair, 3 water slides, jambalaya, hot dogs, hamburgers. It was a fun event. Over 750 families served. And then the next day, we gave free haircuts, free shoes, and free uniforms to everybody who showed up, all through this organization. So when you sponsor the Cardinals on the field, you're also sponsoring us what we do off the field. In the Coast Guard, many others, the Navy has just jumped on board. Everybody sees what we do. And the Coast Guard is a wonderful foundation. of what we're trying to do as well, give these guys opportunities on and off the field. Met them at the Gator 5K trail run at North Shore Tech. They had a tent up, and we just started shooting the breeze and talking, and, hey, what do you do? And I told them all about the program, and Chief Petty Officer Tiffany Kirkham said, hey, you are the one. This is a great organization, and we want to get involved. And they did get involved. And anywhere from flag presentations to flyovers, the Coast Guard is an amazing organization. $75,000, folks, for a signing bonus if you get on with them. We've had one player join the Coast Guard, and then 2 more has shown interest. It's a great partnership to work through and build.
For that kind of money, I'd be interested, an Army vet, but I'd be interested in joining the Coast Guard. I might be a tad past the age requirement. I would need about 10 waivers to do that.
The only way I'm running is from danger or to food, so I'm not going in that way.
Yeah, you haven't pushed away from too many food tables lately. Got to get back to the haircut thing you were talking about. Who did the haircuts?
So those are volunteer barbers from different local barbers.
I hope it's not Cardinals that you're just letting them,
No, the Cardinals, when we volunteer with that organization, when we do that program, we essentially build. They man stations and move stuff around and set things up and help out with the functioning of it.
All right, so I guess we need to take a break because Flying Ghost Productions, I think, needs a break at this point in time. So that's Garen Narcisse. He's the executive director of the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals, but he's got a big resume. I mean, founding father and former head coach, defensive coordinator. And I will say that when you had an anniversary a few years back, that's the only time I knew you to leave the organization when a ball game was going on. Something about some overseas Puerto Rico wedding anniversary or something.
Listen, I love my wife. We've been married this year. Coming up June 11th, we're going to be married for 13 years. 13 years. It's a beautiful thing. It grows every day, and I can't wait to see you tonight.
I'm celebrating 50. 5-0.
Hey, your marriage is older than my life.
There you go. And your wife's name is Naomi, right?
Naomi, yes.
And Naomi was here for the season opener at home this season, and she gave a rendition of the national anthem. I'm a 30-year Army active duty guy, been retired 22, and that's one of the most moving renditions of the national anthem that I've ever heard in person.
Free shout out, free plug for River City Hit Squad. That's her band. She participates in that band. She sings regularly on the weekends with that band. Anywhere she's going up to Monroe next week to do a nice show out there. She does weddings and conventions and different programs like that. So it's fun stuff.
I guess when you're the executive director of the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals, you can throw those little shout-outs in because I threw them in. Tonight's game, as usual, brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions. Ready to start the second half here at Lakeshore Titan Coliseum. All in favor of the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. They lead tonight's ball game by a score of 23-0. Started out a little slow, and then Jerv Efferson, the starting quarterback for the Cardinals out of North Shore High School, a former Panther, he just found the range and was hitting receivers on deep routes and a couple good catches by receivers. And Lamell Norman had 2 of those touchdown catches, and Devin Scott had the other one. Xavier Chapman had a 4th, but it was called back due to an offensive holding call against the Cardinals. But the big thing, special teams at the end of the first half with no time remaining, was a 47-yard field goal by James Furman, former soccer player here, and I guess that's how he got his start. They the Cardinals were practicing here and saw this guy kicking a soccer ball and said, hey, you want to come do some kicking for us? And the rest is history. He kicks that one back into the end zone, and because we're playing NFL rules, not high school, they can return that. They go from this side of the field to the far side. And that's number 12. We talked about him a lot tonight. He's got speed to burn. That's Darian Johnson. He's made 3 or 4 really good plays in tonight's ball game, and he gets a great return from about a yard into the end zone. And we'll have to see what the Louisiana Swamp Gators can do to get back into this. They started, their starting quarterback was number 7. He's Aaron Hilliard. He's a team captain, and he's the pocket passer. And then they brought in 19, Buckley, and both of them have been dinged up a little bit tonight, being hit on their knees, and it looks like Buckley will get the start here in the third quarter as we start the second half. First possession of the second half for the Swamp Gators. 4-4 mark coming into the ball game. Now, this is not something you see every day. I hear somebody with a boot walking out. Don't know. Chain gang? The chain gang likes to walk across the field. Not around the field, but right in the middle of the field. So we're ready to start. Yeah, I think the Gators don't want to put the ball in play right away or something. Good field position after the excellent return by Johnson. Johnson's got really blazing speed. And if I'm them, I'm going to put him in a wildcat formation, especially because Hilliard and Buckley have been dinged up a little bit. I'm going to put Johnson in that backfield and take some direct snaps because he's got tremendous speed. This is Buckley, running backs to either side. We've had 5 minutes and no snap here. Now we have a snap. Running play off this left side. Cardinals are there making the snap. That's Abe Dawson, the enforcer.
That's going to bring up second down and about 6.
The older one. I was talking to Abe Dawson before tonight's ball game, and he kind of saying, this might be my last one. And I said, no, when you win and you play again in the playoffs, it's not going to be your last one. But I think he's maybe ready to hang it up, but we'll see. I don't know. I think he graduated like 2003 or something from Salmon High School, former Spartan. Defense for the Cardinals has been right on cue, pitching this shutout to this point. Buckley waiting for the snap. Pressure off the edge, high snap. Taken. That was a little bit of self-defense there if you're Buckley.
Got a lot of Cardinals back there giving rush to the quarterback.
Buckley will let you know that he's injured and he's hurt again, because when he gets hit like that, not able to run out of the grasp of a couple Cardinals, he's up limping again. Looks like to me his left knee, but he's in a lot of pain. Mentioned that Hilliard, the starter, number 7, was banged up a little bit.
Bring up third and about 5.
And now Buckley is hurt a little bit, so I'm not going to call over to the sideline of the Swamp Gators, but I really would get Johnson some snaps, direct snaps, because they've got to do something to get their offense going. Coming into tonight's game, Darryl Brown, the first head-year coach of the Swamp Gators, told me that they're proud of their offensive line. They're excellent. They just haven't had their way. They're big, but the Cardinals' rush has gotten in almost on every other play, not giving the quarterbacks, whether it's Hilliard or Buckley, chance to throw. Waiting that snap. There it is. Pressure, thrown to the far side. Caught on the receiving end.
Catch and throw.
That is Johnson. Darian Johnson.
The two species, the two athletes connect on a great play.
Johnson has showed good speed on a couple kickoffs and then a couple plays running the ball after receptions. So that will move the sticks. That's a big first down pickup for the Swamp Gators, trying desperately to get a little continuity and consistency on the offensive side of the football. They trail at 23-0. We are early here in the third quarter at Lakeshore Titan Coliseum, watching the first round playoffs of Next Level Football Alliance. Buckley in that shotgun, 2 receivers to the far, 2 to the near. Player started in motion, now he stops. Buckley says, no, I want you right where you are. Buckley ready to move the ball upfield now. I don't know what kind of play clock they're running, but that thing's turned off because they're taking forever to snap it. Low snap, bobbled. Ball is thrown, complete. Now we've got a late flag here.
Flag on the play.
So let's see what this call is. That looked like disaster from the start. Looks like this might be going against the Gators. Swamp Gators going the wrong way, but that was just a really bad snap. They're lucky that ball didn't have a lot on it, so it didn't get back there, but it just bounced in front of the quarterback, Buckley. I think the linemen now are trying to get Buckley to calm down just a bit because he gets fired up, really fired up player and a competitor, don't blame him, between getting whacked and not having the offense be able to do what they want to do. It's been a problem for them. Speed guy is number 12. That is Darian Johnson to the far side, inside the wide receiver to the far side, 2 to the near, running back to the left. Another muffed up snap, and I don't know if
We'll see what's going on.
false start on the offense, so mark off 5 yards. The last 2 snaps for the Swamp Gators has been anything but the way they should be. So we'll be spotted right at midfield. Well, if you're the Cardinals defense, you can just tee off. I mean, the passing game hasn't been all that much. There's the defensive coordinator at this near sideline for the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. That's Don Kelly. He's going to be, during the regular season, the defensive coordinator for the Archbishop Hannon Hawks under first-year coach Stephen Soper, who used to be the defensive coordinator. So Don Kelly looking forward to being on that Hawk staff as the DC. I think he celebrated a 32nd birthday not all that long ago with the Cardinals. Another bad snap, high, but it's caught by Buckley coming to this side. This is a run now all the way. He goes upfield. There's another flag. So the laundry is out. And we had enough rain, but there's been a flag on every other play on this drive, so we'll see what that confusion will be marked off about.
That's a great little fake out, fooled a lot of the defensive line, and 19 scrambles for a big considerable gain. It'll be 2nd and long.
The ball will be marked at the 42-yard line of the Cardinals. Swamp Gators trying desperately to get some offense in gear here. Definitely running out of time. The clock is the ally of the Cardinals. And the Swamp Gators haven't shown the capability of stopping the explosive offense. Handoff off this left side, breaking a tackle, brought down after a short gain. That's number 29 on the carry. That's Braden White.
That's Stephen Jackson and Dustin Moreau. It's going to be 3rd down.
Dustin Moreau was one of the Cardinals in on the stop. Cardinals defense has played well tonight, throwing that shutout, something you always take a lot of pride in. As every tick of the clock goes off, you want to try to hold on to that.
Casino services, shuttle related services. Their drivers are professionally trained.
An instant replay. Handoff over that left side. Ran out of the first tackle, but then is brought down just inside the 40-yard line of the Cardinals. So Buckley would like to stay upright for the remainder of the ball game and not test his somewhat banged-up left knee. Look like the Cardinals may be coming. No, they back out. Kind of high snap. One-on-one coverage. Oh, now there's a late flag. The ball
There's
was
a flag
knocked
on the play.
away
Pretty good
by the
coverage.
guy in the secondary. That's Deshaun Lee, number 9. But a late flag came in, and I don't know if he got a little too handsy. I thought he made a good play. Here's the replay. Let's see if he was able to knock the ball away cleanly. But the flag is thrown in the secondary, right where the play was. I thought it was the offensive player, number 10, and the secondary guy fighting for the football. Number 10 was Joshua Rankins, and they do call pass interference
NFL rules.
on Lee.
It's going to be a first down.
This will probably move the sticks. I thought it was a pretty good defensive play, but the officials saw it the other way, and they threw the penalty flag. Low snap again on the turf. Buckley tries to dive on it, doesn't quite get there. The ball is picked up, and I believe the Cardinals are going to be given this football.
Ball's on the turf. It rumbles, it stumbles, and it looks to be a fumble. Recovered by the Cardinals. It's going to be a Cardinals first down.
So Cardinals do get the recovery. Is number 5, I believe, is that Doyle, Emmanuel Doyle? So Emmanuel Doyle ends up covering the football. Buckley tried to jump on it, but he dove a little short. And the Cardinals do recover the football, and they take over after the turnover.
Looks like Emmanuel Doyle.
I don't know that Emmanuel
Gets the
Doyle would have
recovery.
outrun anybody as he was picking up the football, but he did the right thing. He did pick it up, wrapped it up with his big paws, and this is a big turnover at a bad time for the Louisiana Swamp Gators out of Baton Rouge. So the Cardinals offense, we saw a little bit of Rondé White in the backup role, giving Jerv Efferson a little breather, but Efferson is A-OK. He is back here for the first possession for the Cardinals after the turnover. Turns, handoff over that left side, short gain. So Cardinals, that's Josiah Miller. They had better stoppage there by the Swamp Gators. So if the Cardinals are into it, they'll run a little clock by running the football. They have the big 23-0 lead. If you're going to throw the ball, throw some safe routes, protect the football. If you're a running back, cover up. Don't make any mistakes on the offensive end to give the ball away in your own territory. Set up second down after a short 2-yard gain by Miller. Miller and Pig Griffin has spread the wealth from the running game for the Cardinals tonight. Pretty good 1-2 punch. Pig Griffin, the quicker of the two as far as fleet-footedness, but Miller hits the hole extremely quick. One receiver to the far side, 2 to the near. In motion. Pump fake going upfield, and there's the pick you don't want. Number 11 stepped in front of that route, and number 11 is Donald Harris. So Donald Harris comes up with the interception. Ball was underthrown. I doubt that Efferson saw him on the route. It was a slant route, and Efferson kind of pumped to the back and then threw it. He underthrew the football, but he threw into triple coverage. The wide receiver was Austin Jackson, the attempted receiver, and the ball was intercepted by Donald Harris. He was in underneath coverage, triple coverage on Jackson, and that was an ill-timed underthrow by Efferson. So I don't guess Jerv listened to what Mr. Mike had to say about what not to do early in a possession. I just don't think he saw him. He probably saw the coverage, but the underneath guy intercepted the ball and turns the ball over to the Swamp Gators, giving them new life here in the third quarter. Shotgun is Buckley. 1st and 10 after the turnover. Ball at the 32-yard line. Handoff to number 3 over the right side. That's Bracy Garriner.
Stumble by number 3. That's a good little run. Pickup of about 6 yards.
So gain over that right side. Set up second and manageable. Swamp Gators have been behind the sticks for the majority of tonight's ball game. They do have excellent field possession, though, after the interception by Harris. Shotgun formation where they've been all night. This is Buckley, number 19, the backup quarterback. Hilliard's been injured a little bit, and Buckley's been nicked up. Buckley for the snap. Handoff, good speed, nice cut up the middle, fighting ahead for yardage, runs out of a tackle. Good gain at the point of attack. Good looking run by the Gators. Gators have a lot of speed at their skill positions. The quarterbacks are just having trouble getting them the football.
Timeout by your Bayou Lacombe Cardinals.
So Bayou Lacombe Cardinals ask and are given a timeout.
These guys play for 10 hours.
Mike Purvell calling your play-by-play tonight, brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions.
Partnerships with North Shore Technical Community College and Louisiana Gridiron Football. The Cardinals are more than football to transition to life. Their mission is to help other businesses
Score tonight's ball game 23-0. The Cardinals over the Florida, those Gators, and the Swamp Gators have just not had much go their way, but this is a good drive if they can put some points on the board. Buckley, Wildcat formation in the shotgun. Snap. Looking upfield. Goes to the far side. Good connection. Was he inbounds? The secondary, the Cardinals are asking for it not to be a touchdown.
Looks like number 19 and number 12.
So that was Johnson on the receiving end from Buckley. The Cardinal defenders were saying that they felt he was out of bounds. So they do get on the board. Or do they? They're not on the board yet. Yeah, you did. We managed to put up the points because we're doing all of the work up here in the press box. They will go for two, will the Swamp Gators. So Buckley giving them a gutsy effort by hanging in there despite being injured somewhat and banged up. They'll be going for two. Pressure may be coming up the middle unless they drop out of it. They do. High, bad snap, bobbling around. This will go nowhere. Runs out of a tackle, though. Buckley still up, looking up, throwing yet. No, he's going to try to get in the end zone to no avail.
A lot of action.
Yes, a lot of running for Buckley to get hit, and he was brought down by number 14 for the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. That's Dustin Moreau out of Slidell High School. So two-point conversion is unsuccessful, but the Louisiana Swamp Gators, the number 7 seed, are finally on the board. They now trail 23-6. Let's take a commercial timeout. Tonight's ball game, first round of the playoffs, being brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions. 23-6 as the Louisiana Swamp Gators finally get on the board. A touchdown pass from Buckley to Johnson. Swamp Gators will be kicking off from right to left. See if the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals can pick up a couple first downs and run off some time on the clock. Big interception that was turned in by number 11, Donald Harris, as he intercepted Jerv Efferson on a slant route. Efferson threw into triple coverage, and Harris was the underneath defender, and he picked off the pass, and the Swamp Gators do turn it into points. Here's the kickoff, fielded at about the 33-yard line. Run out of bounds.
Jared Jackson on the return up to the 40-yard line.
Jared Jackson out of Bogalusa High. He returns the kick and is run out of bounds on a short kick. Bayou Lacombe Cardinals will take over. Love nothing more than to get this opening round playoff win and still be in the hunt. First year in the Next Level Football Alliance. Cardinals have had a good, solid effort on both sides of the football. Defense has done its job. They did lose the shutout on last drive by the Swamp Gators, but they're still in command, 23-6, after the two-point conversion by Buckley was unsuccessful. Ran around a long time, but was stopped well short of being successful. Jerv Efferson in shotgun. Pig Griffin, 25 to his right. Two receivers top, two to the near. Cardinals have that 17-point advantage. Another stoppage of play. Bayou Lacombe Cardinals came in 6-2 tonight. The flags are starting to come in a little more. They've got to make sure they clean that up because every round you win in the playoffs and you advance, you can't be making those kind of mistakes as you take on better ball clubs record-wise and slot-wise as the playoffs continue. Ball is spotted at the 35-yard line. See E.J. Walls, the offensive coordinator, coming back to this near side of the field. It's all about running time off the clock and protecting the football. Two receivers to this near side. One of them is number 4, Xavier Chapman. Two to the top. Pig Griffin to the right of Efferson. Offensive line getting their blocking signals correct. Snap off the edge. Here's a little flip to Pig Griffin. Makes the first man miss, but he runs out of bounds. Now we've got a late flag. I think Pig Griffin thought he got hit out of bounds, but he was right along the sideline.
Got a personal foul. Unnecessary roughness over here.
I think that's what the call is going to be. I just noticed that the Swamp Gators have on the back of their jerseys Swamp Babies. So big hit out of bounds as Pig Griffin caught the little flip pass from Jerv Efferson. He broke the first tackle and then was hit rather rudely out of bounds. So that'll be a big mark-off against the defense of the Swamp Gators.
That's going to be U.S. Coast Guard first down.
So move the sticks. If you're the Cardinals, take the first down any way you can get it. They hustle up now to the line of scrimmage. Ball situated at the 45-yard line of the Swamp Gators. See if Efferson can mix up a little short passing game and a running game. Haven't seen Josiah Miller. This time around, it's Pig Griffin. Completion to 3. Near sideline, runs up. Austin Jackson makes a good move upfield out of North Shore.
Looks like a 5-yard gain.
So they'll take that positive gain. A short Short flip and a good play by Epperson finding an open Austin Jackson. Actually giving him a shorter gain of about 3 yards. Ball is at the 42-yard line of the Swamp Gators. Still like the short passing game. Take a little pressure off your offensive line and see if you can find the open receiver and let them make a move on the secondary. They're playing pretty far off the ball, so the short passing game should be there. It's because they were burned with the long passing game in the first half. Here's Epperson, speaking of going long. Here's a bomb, wide open, and it's the X Factor, Xavier Chapman. And that is a 42-yard connection by Xavier Chapman. Now, Chapman comes up a little limp. He's laying down on the playing field. Then he hops up. I don't know what happened, but he does pick up the football. I don't know. That's a 42, 43-yard touchdown. We'll call it 43 yards from Xavier Chapman. He hits him 43 yards, and that's the 4th TD pass from Jerv Epperson. Here's the replay, Flying Ghost Productions. Top of your screen here, or closest to us, there is Chapman. He just beats everybody, ran by double coverage, blew by, and they were nowhere within 5 or 6 yards, but the ball thrown perfectly in stride as the X Factor, Xavier Chapman, real good speed, excellent route runner, and he's the deep threat. And I think he's got 9 TD catches on the season now. So great hookup from Jerv Epperson to Xavier Chapman. Low snap. The boot is up, and it is good. So pretty good night for James Furman. 3 of his 4 extra points have gone through, and he's got a 47-yard field goal. The score balloons to 30-6 in favor of the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. And on the sideline, Xavier Chapman, number 4, all smiles, and rightly so. Tonight's game brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions.
We go around about doing 20 to 25 air shows a year, demonstrating the capabilities of the A-10.
Thank you this morning for allowing me to be here.
It's time. Talk to your kids now.
I would have driven 100 miles.
So the ball game now is 30-6 as the Louisiana Swamp Gators finally got on the board, but then Jerv Epperson, starting quarterback for the Cardinals, does what he does best, and that's throwing TD passes to his favorite receiver, Xavier Chapman. So Epperson has 4 touchdown passes on the evening, and Furman continues his great night as he kicks another one deep into the end zone.
And Legatron with another deep kick out the end zone.
I like that nickname by Garen Narcisse, the executive director of the Cardinals. Legatron, I like that. He does have a powerful leg, soccer-wise, training or otherwise.
Cardinals would like to thank former state treasurer John Schroeder for his support of the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals mission. When he was in Baton Rouge, he serviced a lot of great.
So ready to put the ball into play are the Louisiana Swamp Gators. They'll take over after the touchback with the ball on their 25-yard line. They scored on their last possession, a hookup from Buckley to Johnson down the right sideline. But that's been their only points of the ball game to this point. So Cardinal Lacombe defense, their secondary has been on it, and just enough of a pass rush from the front 4, doing a good job not giving Buckley or Hilliard much time. Now under center First time tonight, I do believe. That's Buckley. Turn, toss. Little different approach. Everything's been from the shotgun. So number 3 gets the carry, and he's been their best ball carrier lately. That's Bracy Garriner.
2nd and 4.
So gain off that right side, but under center was Buckley. This looks like this might be Buckley's game to finish because I haven't seen Hilliard back into the lineup since early on. Cardinal defense got their front 4. They're playing pretty close up to the ball despite the speed. There's another bad snap. I think Buckley thought they were going to maybe blow that one dead, but they didn't.
I'll tell you what, there's a bad snap, but even Buckley makes something out of nothing.
So Buckley has been introduced and reintroduced to the front 4 of the Cardinal defense, mainly Abe Dawson, Stephen Wright, Manuel Doyle. They've all been getting there. So the snaps have been real bad. Now that the rain has stopped, I don't know that the ball is slick. We haven't had too many receivers dropping passes or anything, but the snaps just seem to be errant. They're low, then they're high. So that's something that the Swamp Gators will have to rectify and fix before we get too much longer into this ball game here in the third quarter.
Timeout with 3:15 left.
So we've got a timeout, and we'll take that timeout with them. Our ball game, the Cardinals 30, the Gators 6, brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions.
Past President Mike Cooper, District Attorney candidate Vincent Wynn, Covington Trace ER, Citizens National Bank, Buffalo Wild.
Back to snap the football now here at Lakeshore Titan Coliseum, and there we go with another flag. This will be defensive encroachment offsides by the Cardinals. That'll be a free 5 yards for the Swamp Gators. Swamp Gators out of Baton Rouge come into tonight's ball game as the number 7 seed, sporting a 4-4 record. Had a major win in the final regular season game this year as they won 30-14 over the Magnolia State Knights. Shotgun is Buckley. See if we can get some better snaps. Better. Quick pass. Deflected. Number 10 off his shoulder. This is going to the house. This will be a touchdown for the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. Their secondary. That is number 9, who has been all over the field tonight in good pass coverage. That is Deshaun Lee out of Picayune, Mississippi. Pick 6. The ball attempted from Buckley to number 10. Number 10, the wide receiver, Joshua Rankings, and the ball tipped up in the air. There were 3 Cardinals, and number 9, Deshaun Lee, gets an escort into the end zone. So the score balloons as the Cardinal defense adds to the point total for the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. Lopsided, we have gotten it. Nice read of the football by Lee as the ball bounced off the intended receiver, Rankin's hands and shoulder pad, and Lee was escorted into the end zone. So another extra point attempt by the place kicker extraordinaire, Legatron, James Furman. He does his routine like most kickers in the NFL and college, just same routine. Looks up at the uprights, gives that upward, downward motion. Here's the hold. The ball is up. And
Looks like it's no good.
It was no good. Wide left. So he's always had distance, but that one went wide left. So it's 36-6 now. The onslaught has begun, and the Louisiana Swamp Gators out of Baton Rouge have not had an answer to this point. first round of the playoffs in Next Level Football Alliance. First year in this league for the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. They went 6-2 in the regular season, earning a number 2 seed, and that's why they're at home tonight. And barring any drastic change on the scoreboard, they should get another home playoff game, I would assume. And I kind of got an almost yes nod from Garen Narcisse here in the press box. It's interesting when you pull up into Lakeshore High School, there's a big sign at the start of it, which their former principal here, who's now over at Mandeville High School, came up with that thought process, win the day, and that's what the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals are doing today. They're winning today, and that's Christian Munson, the principal over at Mandeville High School. Kick is bobbled, then booted, then picked up. Good speed, trying to outrun anybody and everybody. That could have been disastrous there on the kickoff return, as it was muffed and then was accidentally kicked by the returner. So good coverage after all of that by the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. It's all about the defense, not giving up big plays at this point and holding on to the football when they can. Talented team effort on both sides of the football. So Don Kelly is the defensive coordinator. He's done his job with his defensive players. And E.J. Walls, who returned this season as the offensive coordinator for the Cardinals, he's called a good ball game. Makes it a little easier when you've got a well-seasoned quarterback, Jerv Efferson. He's got 4 TD passes tonight and lots of scoring. Heck, it might even be 5 if I haven't miscounted. I think it might be 5. No, because they got the field goal. Shotgun formation for the Swamp Gators. Good snap, handoff over that right side. Nice gain. That's number 11. He's been the featured back. That's Cariner. Second down. The Swamp Gators are trying to do their best to mix up the play calling here to try to add some additional points on the board. But points have been hard to come by against this strict and stringent Cardinals defense. It's how you draw it up coming into a game, have a game plan that calls for excellent execution on both sides of the football, to include special teams. A couple missed extra points, but they are long ones from 32 yards out. The NFL length for extra points. Snap, little pitch toss, ball, that'll go nowhere. And it might even be picked up by the Cardinals. That's Pig Griffin. I think the white hat, he's going to call it a flip. He flipped the ball forward to the running back, and it was dropped, so no recovery. I do believe that was Pig Griffin on the defense, so maybe getting him some defensive time. So lucky play that it was called a forward pass, which was ruled incomplete as the back out of the backfield dropped the ball, regardless of being recovered. So Swamp Gators break their huddle. Had all that rain early this afternoon and during the start of the game, but I don't know if it's still coming down. Lone in the backfield is Buckley. Looking upfield. Ball falls incomplete. Man, he had a wide open receiver. Number 2 had gotten into the secondary of the Cardinals. That's Cortland Toussaint Smith. No, I'll take that back. Honori Dennis, number 2, was wide open, running free in the secondary, and the quarterback, Buckley, didn't see him. He tried to hit the shorter receiver towards the right sideline, and the ball falls incomplete. So that was a missed opportunity, as Honori Dennis had split the secondary of the Cardinals, but it wasn't picked up. Be punt formation for the Swamp Gators.
And that brings us to the end of the
So that is the end of the third quarter. big lead for the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. They lead the Swamp Gators 36-6. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions.
Looking at 4th and long here.
Ready to start the fourth and final quarter of tonight's ball game. Punt formation are the Louisiana Swamp Gators. Cardinals should get pretty good field position. Is this a fake? They're going to fake it and throw far side of the field. Had a man open at the far side. That was number 2 that was attempting to come up with the football. That's Honori Dennis.
Looks like a fake punt attempt. Falls no good.
From my vantage point, the ball looked like it fell incomplete. Don't know why the long discussion after the change of possession. 4th and long, but the wide receiver was out there and looked like he had an attempt to catch the ball, but could not come up with it. So the ball will go over on downs. I guess if you're not comfortable with the field conditions or the snap to your punter, they tried to fake, but Cardinals were, I think, ready for that and had the play covered. We are into the fourth quarter of tonight's first round playoff game. If I was the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals, maybe at this point, from an offensive standpoint, I'd bring in Rondé White, get a little more game experience. He's got some late in the year. He's only completed maybe 1 or 2 passes on the season, but I'd bring him back and give Epperson a little bit of a breather for the rest of the game. And looks like Rondé White is, in fact, in shotgun formation. Snap, goes upfield, not hesitant to throw the ball. There's a completion and a touchdown. So it doesn't matter if it's Rondé White or if it's Epperson. So the rookie, as they call him, Rondé White, hooks up with a touchdown pass. Try to see who the receiver was. The ball was a little underthrown, and the receiver made a play back to the football. I'm trying to get the number. They're all high-fiving in the end zone, but it's a touchdown.
Austin Jackson, number 3.
All right, they're going to give number 3, Austin Jackson, the touchdown reception. Who was it?
Correction, number 21, Bryce Bickham.
21, that's Bryce Bickham. Bryce Bickham out of Lakeshore, played his basketball stuff right here at Titan High School. There's a flag, but it was 21 on the receiving end. That's Bryce Bickham.
Bryce Bickham, 18 years old.
His younger brother is an excellent basketball player, was a senior this year for Lakeshore High, and also all-district basketball player as well. Playoff fame and whatnot. So it's Bryce Bickham who gets the TD catch. Now the extra point attempt by Legatron, James Furman. Ready for the snap. Snap. Ball is caught. Boot is up. And this is another one that's no good. So if he's had an off night, it's been with the extra point. So that falls no good. The score, 42-6 in favor of the Cardinals over the Swamp Gators. You're viewing Flying Ghost Productions. Was definitely gotten out of hand with the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals with their offensive explosion, 42-6 now, as backup quarterback, the 18-year-old rookie Rondé White out of Fontainebleau High School completes a touchdown pass to Bryce Bickham, a former player here at Lakeshore High School, a talented all-district basketball player. He hauled in the touchdown catch and made some nifty moves to get into the end zone. Here's the kickoff. This will come out and brought out to about the 45-yard line. Nice special teams coverage by the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. And that is number 12, Darian Johnson on the kick return. I think we'll hopefully see a liberal running clock here in the fourth quarter. Pretty lopsided event. Yeah, I do see little drizzle rainfall still coming down out there, so it hadn't been a pretty thing, but it's better than any kind of torrential downpour that we had earlier in the day. Swamp Gators looking to put some more points on the board and nothing else, make this look like a closer ball game than it currently is at 42-6. Opening round of the playoffs. I know one thing, the air conditioner up here in the press box works. We finally turned it down a little bit. You know, I'm a bald-headed guy and I'm cold, and Garen Narcisse doesn't have any socks on, so what can I say? So I'm sure the Louisiana Swamp Gators coming into the 7th seed thought they'd have a better outing than tonight. Here's a lateral. That's a live football. That's going to be a touchdown. They should run that in. I don't know if they called the play dead or what, but that was definitely a lateral. It was a lateral. The receiver did not pick up the football, and that was definitely a lateral pass, which means it's a live football. The official should not be holding his hands out left and right. Like, look, Blaine, no, one of the coaches for the Cardinals is out on the field 5 yards from the football. Like, what are we doing? I'd like to know the same thing. That's a live football, regardless of what rules you play by, what level. That's a live football. Well, they're marking off something. Only thing I can figure, it was a dead ball snap of some kind. They didn't allow the snap of the football. There's a mark off. I don't even want to speculate, but it looks like the Swamp Gators are retaining possession. I don't know. It's a big penalty, whatever it was, but it had to be before the snap of the football, because Bayou Lacombe would have turned down the penalty and taken a touchdown, which they never took it to the end zone, but not sure. Ball's at the 30-yard line. Going for all of it. Somebody wide open in the secondary, number 2 with the catch. Putting moves on. Now the help is going to come, but number 2 just got wide open free. So Buckley hits a wide open Honori Dennis. And Dennis was the guy that got in the open in the last. He's the closest player here. He runs a straight go route, makes an over. I don't know why he stopped to try to elude the defender. That just brought the other guys for help, but he gets down inside the 20-yard line. Now here's another mark off. Here's another flag, so this penalty is going to be brought inside the 5-yard line. Or was he brought down inside that deep? I didn't think he got that deep. Yeah, personal foul. Roughing the passer.
A personal foul on the Cardinals as well to shorten up the field.
Yeah, because they brought him down around the 20 or so. So with the roughing the passer call, it's brought further down. So this will be 1st and goal. Going to a wide out at this near touchdown, looks like. Was he in? Did he get his feet in? Caught by, looks like 12. If that is Johnson. That's been their speed guy, Darian Johnson, all night. That's a touchdown. About eight or so yards. It was 1st and goal. So a TD pass from number 19, Buckley, to number 12, Johnson. They'll go for 2 again. Buckley, shotgun, player in motion from left to right. He'll stop in the backfield next to Buckley. Snap, handoff, that's number 10. He sneaks inside, and the conversion is good. That's Joshua Rankins. So 2-point conversion. That will make it 42-14 in favor of Bayou Lacombe over the visiting Louisiana Swamp Gators. Tonight's game brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions. Score now updated is 42-14, and so the jersey on the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals, on the back they have as one, and that means having a talented all-star roster from various geographic and personal backgrounds, and it's important to bring the team and them together as one. So I'll give them that as one. It's all Cardinals to this point, 42-14. Ready to kick the ball off. So touchdown on the pass play from Buckley to Johnson. 2-point conversion run in by number 10, Joshua Rankins. That accounts for the point total. If I'm the Louisiana Swamp Gators, I'm trying an onside kick here. Need to get the ball back. Not much time left in the ball game. I was going to say a bad attempt at an onside kick, but they worked. The special teams players from the Cardinals did not react to the football, and number 11 recovered it. The Swamp Gators, I didn't think it was a poor kick, I thought, but the up back for the Cardinals neglected to get down on it. The next guy, number 2, was not able to recover it. So number 11 does, in fact, get the recovery. That's Donald Harris. So the Swamp Gators are in a good field here. The ball, they recovered the onside kick. It went the allotted 10 yards. I didn't think there was any way for them to recover it, but they did. Still a lopsided contest, but you don't want to see those kind of mistakes late in the ball game. We're at about the 7-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Now we've got a timeout. We'll take a timeout. That's a timeout by the Cardinals. So tonight's ball game, first round of playoffs, brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions. After recovering the onside kick, the Swamp Gators, ball at midfield. 42-14 in favor of the Cardinals. Swamp Gators, completion. Buckley running out of tackles. Nice pickup, falls forward, gets a first down a lot late, and that's number 11. He recovered the onside kick. That's Donald Harris on the completion from Buckley. They picked up more yardage on these last two possessions than they had, I think, the entire ball game. I think Harris wants to get a quick start from his wide receiver position. He's set up at the line of scrimmage. His other 10 teammates are in the huddle. So the two wideouts are at the line of scrimmage. And so that's Buckley in the shotgun. Running back Nori Dennis. Now he'll go up to give us trips on this side. One receiver to the far. Now we've got quad receivers here, like a group of 4 receivers. Be interesting to see what they run out of this. All fake and show. You got 4 receivers on this near side of the field. Number 0, Tenari LeBlanc, intended receiver on the far side of the field. So if the flag is passing, it is pass interference on the Cardinals. So I had a little show and tell there. Send a group of quads, 4 receivers to this near side, and only 1 receiver to the far side of the formation. And the attempted completion was resulting in an pass interference call on the Cardinals. So the Swamp Gators trying to get their 3rd score of the evening. They're going from left to right. Ball sits at the 20-yard line. Cardinals defense needs to bow up here. They got a lot of guys in their secondary back deep. They're 15 yards deep. They're setting up most of them at their 5-yard line. The same formation, 4 receivers to this near side, 1 to the far. Shotgun is Buckley. Same play, but now he's trying to come to this side. Throws a little underneath, caught by number 10. Joe, very athletic play, jumps over a defender. Excellent completion from Buckley to Joshua Rankins. Rankins shows his hurdle ability. He breaks back from the 4 receivers. Faked out our cameraman just a little bit. Makes the catch at the 15. Then up steps and high jumps and then still gets inside the 5. Excellent play by Joshua Rankins. Very athletic play. Inside the 5, probably call it the 2 or 3. Snap. Didn't give a handoff. Forced a fumble. This is going to go nowhere. But 5 Cardinals there, and they bring down Rankins as they force the fumble. So Rankins had absolutely nowhere to go. Excellent penetration on the initial play. Here's the Flying Ghost production replay. That's Rankins. Buckley, snap, mishandled, pressure. Trying to see who got the pressure. And then Joshua Rankins did come up with it, but that's a major loss back to the 24-yard line. Excellent defensive play right when the Cardinals needed it. So Don Kelly's defensive guys are still playing strong. They did have the defensive pass interference that was called on him. So Don Kelly, as I mentioned, he'll be coaching this prep season with the Archbishop Hannon Hawks and their new first-year head coach who was the interim last year, and that's Steve Soper. He used to be the defensive coordinator. So I know that Coach Kelly's defensive Cardinals will like to shut out the scoring here. Buckley going deep. The ball is incomplete. Now there's another flag. I don't know about that, but there was double coverage. The ball was unthrown, and I think it's going to be another pass interference call. But I personally, I didn't see that. I'll check out the replay. We're good about giving you replays, but I'm not sure I saw enough to warrant pass interference there. That's what the call is, pass interference. Here's the Flying Ghost Productions replay. Buckley, take the snap, look to this right side. Double coverage down around and near the goal line. Now, that's the previous play. That's the previous play that was the fumble that got us to this point. So that was the replay of the ball that was fumbled at the snap and wound up in a major loss as Rankins was tackled by 3 or 4 of the Cardinals to move that ball back. Got a little over 3 minutes left in tonight's ball game. So we're going to take a timeout. Looks like one of the Cardinals is down on the knee, smiling, but the ball game is 42-14 in favor of the Cardinals, brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions.
Looks like it's 1st and goal.
2 pass interference calls in the secondary by the Cardinals. I don't want to belabor the point. The score is lopsided, but I thought that was a good defensive play. Double coverage, and the ball didn't even touch the receiver. Now under center again as Buckley turns and hands the ball off over the right side. Waltzes into the end zone is Joshua Rankins. And they've seen a little bit here with Joshua Rankins 10 and their speedy wideout Darian Johnson and also Donald Harris. Those 3 skill players have showed good talent, although it's late here in the contest. But Rankins does go in over the right side for a short yardage touchdown play. And early on, the Cardinals and into the second half were pitching that shutout, but that's gone the wayside in the latter moments of this ball game. They'll line up under center. This is Buckley, turns and hands it to the back, and that time 2 Cardinals were there to stop him. One of them was Dustin Moreau. So good group effort, and I believe number 20 also for the Cardinals was in on the stop. So good defensive effort there. That's Lawrence Etheridge out of North Shore High. So good stop by a couple of Cardinals to snuff out that play. So we'll take another timeout. The score now 42-20 in favor of the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals over the Swamp Gators from Baton Rouge. That's why my numbers weren't. Score now 42-20 in favor of the Cardinals. Like I say, good effort here late in the ball game by the Swamp Gators. Their quarterback, Buckley, has shown some good stuff here late, but their wideout, number 12, Darian Johnson, has shown good speed all game, running back kickoff, some good receptions. The running back lately has been Joshua Rankins, and number 11, Donald Harris, has done a good job. So I would say that we're going to see another onside kick attempt. Score is 42-20. If you're the Cardinals coaching staff, you need to clean up the remaining 3 minutes of the ball game. And your special teams needs to get on this kickoff. Even if you think you go early, go early. The ball's got to go 10 yards for them to have a chance to recover it. But you got to be aggressive. So we'll see with this kickoff attempt. They're trying to reposition a lot of the players on this kickoff formation of special teams. Now, realignment of the football. I'm not sure you can let them do that as many times as you like either. But I guess until it's whistled into play, it's okay. So here's the expected onside kick. I expect it. Everybody in the booth expects it. But do the Cardinal special teamers expect it? Nope. I guess we want to wait and miss our dinner reservations for tonight. I'm not sure what this is. It's the same thing they keep doing, but we'll see. I'd throw a flag just to throw it. If I'm an official and I got a flag in my pocket. All right, so not that I got to be on camera anymore, but thanks to Fagan for putting me on camera there. But, no, I don't know. The officials, I'm not sure. The ball game is out of hand. It's 42-20. They're going to obviously kick an onside attempt. I think the official now, the field judge, is trying to tell him how many guys. But you don't tell him more than once. You throw the flag, you mark it off, and you make the kick. And you run the next 3 minutes of the ball game. I mean, this guy on this side is still counting people. I'll have to check that reg. There's 5 on this side, and there's 5 on that side, and the place kicker. Just blow that whistle and let's put this ball in play. Getting late. There it is. There's a line drive. Ain't nobody going to recover that except it's the Cardinals. I'm not sure why he kicked it that hard. Ball is recovered. That's a heads-up play, but that was a line drive kick that went deep into the field of play for the Cardinals. Alertly recovered by 29, picked up and brought back field. That's Zarin Crawford, wide receiver. So he gets to touch the football. I don't know. You tell me by why the place kicker's out there getting the football. It's the kickoff ball. Yeah. James Furman, the guy that goes to college working on his master's at Johns Hopkins University outside of Baltimore, he hustled up after that ball was kicked off, and his teammate, special teams, returned it, and he went onto the field and came off the field. And I'm being told that those balls cost $160. So, are they from China or where are they from? I don't know. So the Cardinals, all they really need to do is run out the clock here. And I would say that Rondé White should finish out the ball game. Let's see. Jerv Efferson has 4 touchdown passes tonight in tonight's ball game, and Rondé White is in the ball game. Hand off over the right side. It's a better part of Valor. Let's just run the clock out. Walk away with your first round victory this season in the new league, Next Level Football Alliance. So give credit to the offensive line for the Cardinals that have done a good job overnight tonight, giving Jerv Efferson some time to throw the football. He had 4 touchdown passes on the evening, and his backup, Rondé White, had 1 hookup. That was with Bryce Bickham, wide receiver out of Lakeshore High School, former all-district, very talented basketball player. His younger brother is a good ball player too, and he was a basketball all-state player, all-star, here with the Titans. So we're around the 2-minute mark remaining in tonight's ball game. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. We'll take a commercial timeout, and then we'll come back with your players of the game. So tonight's ball game brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions. Just time to wind down the clock now. We're at that 2-minute warning, 42-20. And I'm mentioning about James Furman working on his master's at Johns Hopkins University outside of Baltimore, tried out for the football team as well. And I think he sent a text out earlier. We know anybody on the campus of Lakeshore High School or any librarian that can open the library because he's got some studying to do. This is a guy that's got his mind in the right place, all about education, but he's doing it here on the football field. The only thing he didn't do 100% tonight was kick his extra points, but he does have a 47-yard field goal. So a shout-out to number 99, James Furman, the place kicker. And there you see him with the football, little nod to the helmet, little wraparound. I don't know if he was attempting to go behind his back, but that failed miserably. Maybe he needs to go to the library and study. But great guy from what everybody on the team tells me. There's Don Kelly, the defensive coordinator. He just can't wait for this clock to run out. So it's been all Bayou Lacombe Cardinals, and the 20 points the defense have given up is not a fair estimate of how well the Cardinals defense played tonight. Rondé White, the 18-year-old rookie out of Fontainebleau, he knows what he's doing. He's taking his guy in motion from right to left. Turn, hand off, switching the ball. That's a good move. Now you just got to wrap it up.
Great run by Josiah Miller.
Josiah Miller, he's had a, yeah, we don't like to see this. We got a player down for the Swamp Gators in the backfield. Got 2 Cardinals standing in the general vicinity. He's helped up. Chop block on the offense. Below the knee block. So that's one you can't do. Try to protect the defensive guys. So don't think it was anything malicious, just out of kind of position. So that flag will be marked off. So we'll be announcing our players of the game tonight. I was going to try to do a group effort, but unless we have another timeout, I'm not sure. Defensively, other than the 20 points that have been given up here late, the entire defense played really well, especially the secondary, other than a couple late pass interference calls. So the mark off for the illegal chop block is marked off. Ball situated at the 32-yard line. Victory formation. And when you're on the victorious side of things, the only thing that does for the quarterback that's taking the snap and taking a knee, he loses a couple yards on his rushing attack. So that'll just about run out the clock. victorious night for
Yeah, thank you for coming.
the Cardinals. It looks like they may offer to have them run one more play, but that should be it. Most of the players taking their helmets off. So a big first-round opening victory for the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals, the number 2 seed. They win this game at home in round 1, first time in the Next Football Alliance League, and they win 42-20 over the number 7 seeded Louisiana Swamp Gators out of Baton Rouge and their head coach, Darryl Brown. So our offensive player of the game tonight is the starting quarterback for the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals, Jerv Efferson. He completed 4 touchdown passes to 3 different receivers. Lamel Norman had 2 of them. Darnell Scott had 1. And Xavier Chapman had 1. And then Rondé White, in his backup cleanup role, had a touchdown pass to Bryce Bickham. And there you see Jerv Efferson, number 10, the starting quarterback for the Cardinals, congratulating one of the Swamp Gators and going over to a number of them. And that is good sportsmanship. That's Buckley, the backup quarterback. To the Gators' credit, they did get on the board finally late, getting those points. So Jerv Efferson is our offensive player of the game. He threw those 4 touchdowns tonight, and coming into the ball game, he had a really good season coming in. He was 78 for 137 for 1,225 yards. He had 15 touchdowns on the season and only 3 interceptions. So his touchdown count goes up to 19, and his interception total goes up 1 to 4. So a tremendous effort by the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals. They should be at home once again. Not sure who the matchup opponent will be, but they win their second playoff game in Bayou Lacombe Cardinal history as they take tonight's first round 42-20 over the Louisiana Swamp Gators out of Baton Rouge. So congratulations to the first-year head coach Blaine Bond, who came back after coaching the Cardinals back in the day in their first 3 years, 17, 18, and 19. He's back at the head coach, and they now move to 7-2. They're the number 2 seed. Best of luck in the playoffs as things continue in the playoff round. So thanks to Fagan and to camera crew tonight for tonight's ball game, brought to you by Flying Ghost Productions. So a big win, first round playoff win for the Bayou Lacombe Cardinals, 42-20. I'm Mike Purvell. Whatever you do this weekend, be safe. And if you're out driving, be careful and be safe from all the bad weather that we've been having. Thanks to Flying Ghost Productions, and congratulations to the Bayou Lacombe victorious Cardinals.